Wow. Hi. You guys, welcome. Please don't mind that I'm not moving. I'm having hardcore technical difficulties that started the exact second I started the stream. I have restarted almost everything. And I don't know what's going on, why nothing is working. Not moving, everybody panic! 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 It's like, yeah, it's a new week. I want to stream. I want to not be scuffed for once. Nope. Nope. Scuff. Scuff everywhere. Scuff especially with this phone. Like, nothing's working. Neither my phone nor anything else. So that's fun. But hi! Just imagine. Just imagine I'm actually moving. How are you all doing? I hope you're good. I hope this will work. Because I'm gonna cry otherwise. Tell me, how would you like to receive some cringe on Discord? Oh, I'm always happy to receive cringe on Discord. Also, I'm so sorry. I still haven't watched your other thing. Oh, there we fucking go. Hell yeah, boy. Oh my god, I am big. Hold on. Why am I so big? I'm moving slightly up and down. Yeah, that's just my breathing. Funnily enough. Good evening. Hi. Oh my god, wait. I am in front of the notification. Oh god, I am too big. Hello. There we go. Yeah, this looks good. Good evening. Thank you so much for the sub. Hey. 2 months already. How time flies. Time flies so fast. Why did iTunes open up? What the fuck? Be gone. No. No, I don't use you. No, you don't need to update. I literally don't use you. Okay. Yes, I'm an Apple user. No, I don't use iTunes. You breathe cringe. Yeah. Yeah, sadly, I have not yet transcended humanity in that way. I still need to breathe. Kind of unfortunate sometimes, you know. Oh my god. Okay, finally this works. Oh my god. Okay. Imagine not being an actual anime character. Whatever do you mean? I am 100% anime only. I do not. There is no real life. I do not exist outside of this sphere. Oh my god. Wait, I'm not. Oh no, I don't have my glasses on. Okay, well. We manage without the glasses, I think. We manage. Let me just... I haven't tweeted that we're live yet. Let me just quickly do that. There we go. Okay. After a few technical difficulties. There's no out here wearing a choker. What is this 2008? What do you mean? Chokers are totally in. Right? They're still hip and new with the crowd. I think actually my choker is pretty tame compared to what I see most people wear. Okay, boomer. Hey. We already established that everyone here is a boomer, so... Hey! Hey! Excuse me, the cat is trying to... Hey! Sorry about that. The cat is trying to destroy my pillowcase, apparently. Okay, we're good now. Because I saw him. He's sitting on my pillow and like biting into the buttons. You're 24, born in September. Yeah, you are older than me. Not by much, but you are older than me. I am just a little creature. I cannot change this. Just a little creature. This little creature will try to finish this game today. Little baby, no small little baby. I am big and strong. I am baby, but I am also big and strong. And also, I cannot. There it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. What did we even do last time? You were German. That's what we are. That's true. That's very much true. Last time I stopped playing because we... What did we do? Well, we kind of revived the cafe. We had that little split with the split, whatever you want to call it. The little fight with the other woman. But what the... Why did I stop? It was a good place to stop, but I don't remember why. A few days later, as the SpongeBob narrator would have said, a few days later. Thanks for waiting. Here's your Earl Grey. We appreciate your freaking patronage. The uniform was a bit... Ah, right, the uniform. All the fetish talk. The hook for a story I want to... Ooh. I'm not good at roasting people, but I will try. Okay. I've only been to the Oktoberfest once in my life. And that time that I did go, I bought a balloon filled with helium just so I could inhale it and make my voice go. That's all I did. Also, I almost lost my wallet because some guy was, you know, stealing stuff. Like, he was running from someone else who he stole stuff from, but no one, because there were so many people, he bumped into me. But the good thing is I had a good grip on my stuff. And then, like, 2 other people ran behind him like, oh, he stole something, catch him. And it was just like, I'm sorry. Because my reaction was not that fast to, you know, grab someone who had bumped into me. I was just glad I didn't fall down. To this day, I hope they actually caught him, but I feel like if you steal from people at the Oktoberfest, you know what you're doing. So he probably got away. Yeah, but that's the one and only time I've been there. So, not really my kind of crowd. Good old non-confrontational, no, whatever do you mean? No, that's true though. I do not like confronting people unless I absolutely have to. Like even if it's for me personally, I pretty much will not confront people. But if someone says shit about my friends, I will become mean and go. Sadly, I cannot do a Donald Duck voice. I wish I could. You know, even if it's just a sound. Go make dinner, okay. If it's too dark in the dark, I can see well in the dark. But thank you. Okay. Back to the game. The uniform was a big hit with the customers, and as such, we've been slammed for several days in a row. The more I worked, the faster the days flew by. Before I knew it, I started to forget all those pesky, inconvenient truths. But that didn't last long. Sure thing, be right there. Once I'd relayed my current order to the kitchen, I headed off to take another. No, you just get put it back. No, don't put me in the pocket. Ah! Sorry for the wait. What'll you have today? As soon as I realized who it was, I froze in my tracks. It's Kaguya, right? Yeah. We haven't seen him in a while, huh? He said it all with a perfectly straight face, almost as though he wasn't expecting me to recognize him, but I most certainly did. He could have a nice glow in the dark hair. Oh! True. Do you imagine the orange parts of my hair just glowing? That would be fun. That would be fun. I usually order the royal milk tea and a scone. Simple, straightforward, and delicious. Why does Kaguya look like a man? That's... Well, maybe he is. I don't know. We haven't seen his root yet. But in this world, he's like a kind of butler to our family. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I think he's pretty. I rattle off my textbook response like a robot, hiding my face behind my order pad. Also, he's cute. Thank you! So that's one royal milk tea and one scone. Anything else today? Just then he grabbed me by the wrist and lowered the order pad, exposing my face. Sorry, we don't do smiles here. What are you doing here, Kaguya? On my break, I met up with Kaguya out front, where I'd have him wait for me. Man, I wish I spoke actual Japanese, like more than just the 3 words I know. Because you can see it in the English translation as well, but he does speak with a, dialect and stuff. And it's so interesting to hear. I wish I could understand it. In contrast to my anger, Kaguya was all smiles and compliments. Don't change the subject. I glared at him sharply. His smile stiffened. Whoops, maybe I should tone it down a bit. Are you here to take me home? I furrowed my brows. Do you really though? Like, I know this is a different world, but our parents in the other world didn't really care much for us. So I kind of, like, I'm pretty sure the parents will never actually show up in this game. Like, they exist as characters, yes, but I don't think they will ever actually show up and do something in the story. Do my parents know I'm here? Well, yeah, we've been gone for what? For a month? I think people would notice. I knew it. Not that I blamed Kaguya for telling them. He couldn't lie to his employers after all. So why haven't they ordered me home? I just breathed a sigh of relief. At the very least, it seemed they weren't going to have me dragged bodily from the building, for now anyway. Oh, you think I have a pretty face? Yeah, it wasn't cool of you to disappear on me like that. Thinking back on it now, it was little more than a funny memory. At the time, however, I was scared out of my wits. He bowed politely. Personally, I didn't see any reason for him to apologize. Why, you ask? It's okay. In the end, you helped me get closer to Cinderella. I found Japanese conversation in streams despite still having... Ah! Well, honestly, it's kind of always the same pattern in games, I think. Like, it's always the same stuff. You get used to it. Even if you might not, fully comprehend it. It's like, I've heard that before. And the general sense in when it's been said. Obviously not for like hyper specific themes, but like just casual talk and stuff. Hiragana I can read as well. Katakana I can read mostly, but like I don't have as much practice with it. So I always get stuck on those, but Hiragana I can read easily. It's like, oh man. Where's the grammar? Where's the vocabulary? I haven't had to learn vocabulary in so many years. I don't know how I did it with English. With English, it just came suddenly from using it every single day. But with Japanese, it's like, yes. There sure are words here. He didn't reply. Instead, he smiled knowingly. Did you leave me here on purpose knowing this would happen? It was something I've been wondering for quite some time. While I would never question his loyalty to me as my servant, I knew he was too smart for his own good. Thus it was possible he'd sensed what I'd felt for Cinderella from the first moment I laid eyes on him. He shook his head, smiling. Okay. That's nice. He gently pressed a hand to my hair. Got it. Thanks for everything, Kaguya. For a moment as he stroked my hair, I felt as though I had gone back to my old pampered self. But just then... all of a sudden he pulled me into a hug. Where did this come from? He smelled so good, it made my heart flutter. Yeah, if someone sees us, we're going to have a problem. Sure, but I'd still appreciate a little advance notice. As I shifted awkwardly in his embrace, he suddenly put his lips to my ear. Isn't that kind of bad? Huh? What's he doing out here and why would he be watching us? I wanted to turn and look, but I was still stuck in Kaguya's arms. That's true. Right, okay. I put my hands on his chest. Wait, I feel like this will have the opposite effect? He smiled mischievously. Good grief. Just as I pushed him away. Oh! Oh, he's actually there though. The next thing I knew, someone had seized Kaguya by the shoulder and pushed him away from me. And that someone was, to the surprise of no one, Cinderella. This was no hallucination. It was undeniably him. Whoa! Before I could even ask him what he was doing here, Cinderella grabbed my hand and pulled me toward him. Feels like I'm being yanked around all over the place today. Okyakusama. He sounded angry. In comparison, Kaguya was perfectly laid back. Sandwich between two hot guys. I was having some technical difficulties. It almost feels like they're fighting over me. Wait, I don't think Cinderella realizes who he is. Well, we managed to definitely make him jealous, so I guess that's a point in my book. Right. And so Cinderella dragged me off. Bye-bye. Matana. Behind us I could hear Kaguya's lilting voice calling out to me. Cinderella walked ahead of me, still pulling me by the hand. Once we put some distance between ourselves and Kaguya, his long, furious strides slowed to a more gentle pace, one that I could keep up with. Meanwhile, he stayed silent, as did I. No. What? No. I struggled to keep my voice level. Where are you getting this idea? Huh? No, he didn't. He was saying I could do as I fancy. Nothing at all about him having feelings for me. Evidently, Cinderella had completely misheard us. Thanks a lot, Kaguya, you jerk. Ooh. I have you know, Kaguya is a very kind person. I scold. Misunderstanding or no, I wasn't about to let Cinderella badmouth my servant. Because he's only in the second game, so he doesn't have a route here. He relinquished his grip on my hand. Why are you so mad about this?
怒ってねえよ。ただ俺の店の従業員が休憩中に男に誘われてフラフラしてるのが気になっただけだ。
It is my break time. Technically, I can do what I want. Sure, you're not just jealous. Were you worried about me?
サボられたら困るからな。
Are we ditching work right now? So that's why you tailed me.
せめて追いかけてきたって言えよ。
Fine, so that's why you followed me.
たまたま通りかかっただけだ。
With that, he looked away. Oh dear. It was starting to sound an awful lot like Cinderella was jealous of Kaguya. I knew it couldn't possibly be true, and yet I couldn't stop myself from smiling.
だいたいあんたがヘラヘラしてるから勘違いするやつが出てくるんだ。
You know that it would literally get much worse if I didn't smile at every single guy? Because then I'd get stuff like, ooh, smile for us. Why don't you smile? You always look so mad. Not that I expect someone like you to understand that, bro. He wouldn't care about Gretchen in a similar situation, right? Right. Smiling is the key to good customer service. Besides, I thought you said my smile is only worth 10 points.
10点の笑顔でほだされる。安くてバカな男であんたは満足なのか。
Get off your high horse, bro. The dumber they are, the easier it is to get them wrapped around my little finger, you know?
お前は悪女か。扱いやすい男なんてつまんねえな。
Applies to my maternal instinct, Cinderella. It's cute to see a man unabashedly dote on someone.
ガキのくせに。
Hey, don't call me a kid. Need I remind you I'm technically legal? But only technically.
そういうセリフはもっと色気が出てから言った方が説得力が。
Hey.
このビッチが。
Hey!
言われてんのか。
Slut shame. What a joke. I've never had a romantic relationship in all my life. I made sure to casually mention the fact that I was... Casually! Alright, fine. I admit perhaps I don't have the right to say it until I have the life experience to back it up.
あ、そう。
Out of interest, how many points would it take to buy you?
もちろん100点に決まってるだろうが。
And what am I at right now?
40点だ。
Bleh. Yay, my score went up! I clapped my hands together.
そこで喜ぶのかよ。
Well, I mean, it is an improvement of 30 points. If I was better at math, I could have said a specific percentage. Also, hello, good evening, how are you? With 30 points, a plus isn't too bad. Of course it wouldn't be. Cinderella snorted, then after a moment he turned on his heel.
おい、行くぞ。
Yeah, we still have work to do. Okay. And so I hurried after him. Bling, bling, bling. Ooh, Cinderella story. I was so goddamn annoyed. Why, you ask? Thanks for waiting. Wow, there's so many customers. Oh, he is jealous. He has it real bad. 300% increase, I think. Is it? Like, we were at 10 points of 100. And now we're at 40 points, so wouldn't it just be 30% actually? Because, you know, 10 points of 100 would be 10%. Because if it was a 300% increase, we should be at... I don't know. No, you know what? No math on this stream. Let's not do that. No math on this stream. Sorry about that.
2人してどこに行ってたんですか。早く手伝ってください。僕たち2人だけじゃこの人数さばききれません。
Hi! Zero increase would be times 4. Oh. Sorry, I'll be ready in a jiffy. Because I was being played by a wily fox who liked to pretend she was a ditz. Let's get out there, Cinderella.
No.
I was never planning to tail her. I didn't care who she was or why she was here. It was all just a game. A game that wasn't meant to last. She could disappear at any given time and I wouldn't care in the slightest. Wording and math is important. At least I thought I wouldn't care. So why is it that I went looking for her once I noticed she was gone? Surely even she knew that this magic spell would someday be broken. Oh, what's going on? Once upon a time, I remember we lived in a big fancy mansion with fancy furniture and fancy parties every night. I lived a classy life with my classy parents. They bought me everything I wanted and let me do whatever I liked. For as long as I can remember, I'd always thought of myself as special. My family was rich, I had better than average looks, and as the firstborn I was expected to inherit the family business. I was playing life on easy mode and a bright shining future was waiting for me, or so I thought. My world sparkled like glass, but one day I learned that glass was fragile. One wrong move and it would shatter into 1,000 pieces. My father was an influential man. Everywhere he went, people flocked to his side. But once his back was turned, those same people would curse his name. They didn't like my father for who he was as a person. They only liked the idea of him, in other words, his wealth. Our lives were so decadent and unhappy. Fancy clothes, pretty jewelry, extravagant banquets, all made possible with the power of money. No brains, no talent, no problem. That's me! No brains, no talent, no problem! As long as you had the cash. That's not me. Money was magic. I wonder how he lives, if he actually really doesn't eat anything at all. You're nasty ass! What ready? But you still do it anyway. Oh, it's only been 2 weeks? Really? I thought it was like a month. 2 weeks is not that long, actually. Well, I mean, it is long enough that if you ran away from home and you don't show up for 2 weeks, that your parents should kind of be bothered by it, I guess. But it's not that long that they would tell you to come home immediately if you've been working and have a place to sleep, I guess. Ho ho ho. Hey! You guys are so mean. Mysterious.
おお、一気にいい女っぽくなったな。
兄さん、いつまでこんな茶番を続ける気？
茶番？
この2週間のことですよ。具体的には彼女をここに置いてやる気もなく。
Do they still actually not know who she is?
そんなの飽きるまでだよ。
だったら 彼女が自分の正体を明かした時が
They
終わり
don't.
というわけだ。シンデレラ兄さんが彼女のことを気に入っているのは
彼女がミステリアスでバカじゃないから。
Huh, they actually do not know who she is. That's surprising.
はあ聞かれてねえよ。
ならなぜ彼女を連れ戻しに行ったんですか？
The line. Hey, hey, don't be so rude to Kaguya. Hey.
教育的指導だ。経営者としては当然だろう。
その割にはイライラしてたね。
煩わしいのが嫌いだから。
Mm-hmm.
まあそういうことにしておいてあげますけど、彼女の化けの皮が剥がれた瞬間、
そうかもしれねえな。そりゃ俺は楽しいことが好きだからな。あいつが俺に刺激を与えつつ
Kind of awkward that it's just three people who are all boys. I can't really say anything.
バカか利口かと聞かれたら、あいつは利口な方だ。だから
Forever is a fairy tale. Well, do I have news for you?
喋らない。あいつにほだされてるのは俺じゃなくて。
Ha?
じゃあな。あんまりよく
You wanna be Pikachu?
明日もしっかりと働いてもらうからな。
Pikachu. Pika pika. Pikachu. Hehe.
だって見透かされてるよ、グレーテル。
やっぱりこの紅茶まずいわ。
一度本物を知ってしまえば偽物は口にできなくなるさ。
Thank you so much.
Fury's pets intensify. Today I felt like a hunter waiting to ensnare my prey. Oh?
またサンドイッチか。相変わらず使えんやつだ。
The door opened and my target took the bait. Gotcha! Now then, Alice. Today's the day you're going to let me clean your room. I cackled evilly, my grasp firmly secured on his arm. Oh, don't choke on the food.
お断りだ。くそ、トラップを仕掛けるとはな。
Hey! He flung me off, dashed into his room, and was about to shut the door. I don't think so. I slid my right arm and foot between the gap, preventing the door's closure. Meanwhile, Alice probably felt like he was in some sort of horror movie. But to me, this was a war between two ideologically opposed forces. Oh, it wasn't a trap. I just hid around the corner and waited for you to leave your room to collect your food, which I positioned a few inches farther than usual.
それをトラップと言うんだ。
You activated my trap card!
いいか。僕は君のそういう基本、小賢しくて小ずるくて自分本位な。
Listen, if someone were to tell me, hey, I will literally clean your room for you, I would gladly leave it and go, okay, yeah, here, sure, clean. The instant I let go of the door, it slammed shut, and Alice plowed face first into it.
おい、いきなり話すな。おかげで僕の鼻が潰れるところだった。
You won't break your nose from slamming into a door just once. No worries. Sure enough, the door opened again, and there stood Alice's hand over his nose. Who knows what he hides in his room? True that. True that. But I don't even think there's anything much in his room. He's a very mysterious person. Like, honestly, he's more enigmatic than we are. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Anything broken?
君は相変わらずウルトラ級のバカだな。大丈夫なわけないだろ。大体な、謝って済むなら警察や司法はいらないんだよ。
You're talking mad shit for someone who's oh so terribly injured.
というわけで、賠償はそうだな。とりあえずここにある朝食を置いて、君が僕の前から消え去るだけでいい。
Just let me clean your room. As he ranted on and on, he snatched a sandwich from the tray on a nearby table.
これで許してやるんだから安いもんだ。まったく本当に僕は人がいい。あーくそ鼻が痛い。
鼻が痛い。
Wait! Once again, I stuck my limbs to the door gap to keep it open.
なんぜ掃除などお断りだ。何度言ったらわかる。
Using his free hand, he attempted to pry me off the door, but in terms of raw strength, I had the upper hand. This is the first time hearing of it, considering you never respond to my notes.
君は本当にバカだな。それが答えだとなぜ気づかない。少しでも気があったらとっくの昔に返事を出しているに決まっているだろう。それともあれかわざと気づいてないふりをして僕に嫌がらせをしているのか。本当に君は心底
Sorry about that.
全く感心するよ。
Just a second. Remember how I said my, my lamp is broken? That was the lamp, or whatever remains of it, that I'm trying to put here so I have some semblance of light. There we go. Ouch.
第一僕がお部屋に住もうが君には関係ないだろう。分かったらとっとと朝食だけ置いて出ていけ。
No, but this is how it starts, Alice. Dirty rooms can pose a sanitary hazard to the rest of the building. That puts the burden on the property owner to solve the issue.
なら僕の部屋がお部屋であるという証拠はあるのか。
Well, let me in
あるなら
then.
提示してみろ。
Can you prove that it's not dirty?
またお得意のへりくつか。君と不毛な議論を交わす気はない。いいか、この部屋の世帯主は僕だ。たとえ大家でも特別な条件下でなければ勝手に部屋に入ってはいけない。
But you own the room? Is it not just rented? Well, then I'd like you to make sure it's clean.
嫌だ、以上だ。ほら、答えたぞ。さっさと手を離せ。
Look, I see where you're coming from on this, but it's been 2 weeks now since I moved in and you haven't once left your room. Less caps to buy new Shh. I haven't requested any scabs in a while. I'm just waiting on the completion of a few more.
それが君の本音だろ。
Yep.
認めたな腹黒。余計なお世話だ。いや、違うな。迷惑なんだ
But
よ。
yeah, I should probably get a new lamp. It's just, where do you buy a lamp? Like I don't want to go anywhere aside from, normal grocery shopping unless it's absolutely necessary, and this lamp still works, so it's not yet necessary.
あと思い出したが、最近ちょっと朝食に手を抜きすぎじゃないか。朝食が店の余り物だということに僕が気づかないとでも思ったか。
Be grateful I'm even making you breakfast at all. I never give you the same thing twice though. Plus, you said you're team red or whatever, so I figured you'd like it.
言い訳ないだろうが。君はバカか。いくら僕がパンを愛するパン党パン派だとしても、こう毎食サンドイッチを出されれば飽きるに決まっている。料理の手抜きは万死に値する。
Well, I eat bread every day though. Kind of. Most days. In that case, would you like to come downstairs and eat with the rest of us? We're having sweet and sour chicken with rice.
僕に離党しろというのか。ここに来てくら替えしろというのか。
Eh? But rice is so good, you never get sick of it.
誘惑するな。僕は温かい団らんとか共同作業とかそういうものが大嫌いなんだ。
大嫌い。
みんなで仲良くいただきますとか言いたくないからあえてのぼっち飯を選択してるんだ。
Right? It still works. What do you mean? It's everywhere and I have to repeatedly put it back together. It still works. Well, at least you're eating, I guess. Good for you.
死ぬからな。
It's not healthy to stay cooped up in your room, though. You need to exercise.
僕をその辺にいる BMI 指数20以上のデブどもと一緒にし
The
ないで。
concept of BMI is fucking bullshit.
僕は全国の乙女が聞いたら発狂するくらいのどれだけ食べても運動しなくても太らないスマート体型だぞ。
What are you talking about? 20 to 24 is healthy BMI.
バカめ。痩せて見えるモデル体型は18から19が基本なんだよ。 それ以下はキモいし、それ以上は僕にとってデブだ。
I'm sorry, what? 18 to 90 BMI. That is... Oh, oops. That is not a lot. That is really low. That is extremely low. A BMI of 18 to 90. Okay, Google. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, Alice. Exercise isn't just about losing weight. You need to go out in the sun or else your body won't absorb enough calcium.
それはあれか。兄、僕があれだと言いたいのか。そりゃ僕は平均より若干、いや、ごくごく微妙に少しだけ足りてないかもしれんが、僕の体は未だ成長過程にある。
Are you now?
やはり君は僕の敵だ。早く話せ。
I can't as you slam the door on my fingers. Plus, you might smack your nose again and your food will end up on the floor.
そう言って油断させる気だろう。君の浅はかな策略などお見通しなんだよ。
I swear I'm really not. Okay, on a count of 3, let's both stop pushing. 1, 2, 3. The next instant, the air was filled with the sound of splintering wood. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
おい、朝っぱらから何やってるんだ？あ。
Naturally, who should happen across the scene but the worst possible person? Did we break the entire door? Cinderella peered into Alice's room, mightily impressed. As for his door, well, we kind of accidentally tore off its hinges.
意外には余計だ。僕が掃除もできない、片付けもできない、何も捨てられないダメ人間だとでも思ったのか。
Yeah. Yes! Very yes!
答えるな。君の考えなどお見通しだ。どうせ、はいor yesとか肯定しか君の選択肢にはなかったんだろ。ああ、そうだ。
はははは。
嫌味な人間だ。
Ha ha. He pointed his finger at my face. That's not true.
おいおい、後ろにカッコ棒をつけ忘れているぞ。カッコ嘲笑。だいたいこんなことになったのも全部君のせいだ。やっぱりあの時嘘をついていたんだろ。何がせーのだ。危うく君に騙されて手を離して鼻ぺちゃのへちゃむくれにされるところだったぞ。
I wasn't lying. The door just coincidentally happened to fall off its hinges on the count of 3.
じゃあ、この件はいわゆる不可抗力というやつか。異論は大いにあるが、まあこの際何でもいい。いいか、二人で口裏を合わすぞ。これはあくまでも不幸な事故だったんだ。あいつにはそれで押し通す。よし。
Isn't he literally like next to us?
つーかお前ら、さっきから好き勝手にギャーギャー騒いでいるが、この状況を理解してんだろうな。
And so we humbly prostrated ourselves before a mighty landlord.
ごめんなさい。とりあえず、彼女が嫌がる僕を無理やりどうにかしようと扉をこじ開けたんです。
That's not what we agreed on. I'm sorry. I could argue the point with him all I like, but at the end of the day, it was my fault that the door was damaged. Which meant I need to pay the price for my crime.
ああ、どうしてくれるんだよこれ。
I'm really sorry. I fix it later, I promise. If I can't, I'll pay for a new one.
できるのかよ。
I work hard to save up the money. I flexed my bicep.
それ、元は俺の金だし、巡り巡って俺に帰ってくるわけか。
That's true.
まあいい。とりあえず、体で返すってことだな。
誤解が生じる言い方だな。まるで借金の方に売られていく町娘を彷彿とさせるスケベ発言だ。
No one was implying this.
お前もだよ。
僕が何で体を売らなければならないんだ。うわ、ドワッときたぞ、ドワッと。
Cinderella smacked him over the
労
head.
働力で返せってんだよ。もう一度ぶん殴られたいのか。
すみませんでした、シンデレラさん。
たく。
Um,
なあ。そういえば扉の話だったな。
そういえば、やっぱり君にとって扉のことなどどうでも。
Cinderella put a hand over Alice's mouth. Evidently, he sensed that the conversation was going nowhere fast. Oh dear, Alice is starting to turn blue. I sure hope he's okay.
まあいい。とりあえずこれは貸しだ。許してやるよ。
You mean it?
まあな、俺って優しいだろ。
You're sane.
だろう。ま、これは貸しだからな。貸しはいつか返すもんだ。いいか、俺が返せって言った時に返せよ。
He seemed rather fixated on the idea of me owing him. Then I realized I'd already done the same thing to him twice. Once when he saw me naked and once when I shielded him. This is your revenge, isn't it?
まあな。
But that thing must have really bothered him. So, what do we do about the door? Oh, he's going red. I think he can't breathe. I glanced over at where it stood, leaning against the wall.
とりあえず放っておけばいい。その扉、もともと立て付けが悪かったんだよ。
What? I was so baffled I could barely speak. What did he just say? It didn't fit on the hinges. Which means... Which means Alice almost died. Finally freed from Cinderella's grasp, Alice's face had flushed beet red from the, lack of oxygen.
騙してはねえよ。ただ、事前に言ってなかっただけだ。
I think that's what you normally call tricking.
詐欺だ。
Scam artist! The two of us pointed at him with accusatory stares on our
俺
faces.
の家を壊したことは事実だろうが、あんたらがくだらねえことをやらなけりゃ外れなかったわけだしな。
Well, unfortunately, he had a point.
いいか、これはあくまでも貸しだからな。
You're actually pretty crafty. He smirked at me as I clenched my jaw in defeat.
毎日あんたらと一緒にいれば、こっちもこっちでいろいろと対策を取るんだよ。
まだだ。まだ貸しを作ったわけじゃない。要はこの扉を直せばいいんだろ。おい、そっちを持て。二人で直すぞ。
All of a sudden, Alice started barking orders at me. Huh? Oh, okay. I got to my feet, grabbed the door, and together we attempted to fit it back into its frame. This isn't working too well, is it?
引き戸だったら簡単だったのに、開き戸じゃな。やめだやめ。
Out of nowhere, Alice let go completely. Alice, don't let go. Whoa. Knocked off balance, I started to tip over, but Cinderella caught me in the nick of time. Thank you, you're a lifesaver. He took the door from me and set it back against the wall.
おい、アリス。
Yes. I raised my hand like I was being called on.
あんたじゃねえよ。お約束なボケをかますな。お前だよ、お前。そこのふんぞり返ってるお前だ。
なあ、もういいよ、借りで。はいはい、借りはいつか返すんだろ。返す返す。
Alice was sprawled out on the hallway floor, lounging as he ate his sandwich. Great. Now I'm going to have to sweep up those crumbs later.
変わらず腹立つ言い方しかしねえな。
入るタイム ?OK。
君たちの目は節穴か。僕に体力仕事など向いているわけないだろ。第一、僕は朝食もまだ済ませていないんだ。腹が減っては戦もできぬという。
No, you're just hoping someone will have it fixed by the time you have finished eating your sandwich. Then why don't you come downstairs and...
嫌だ。
In the end, I invited Alice into my room, if only to keep him from making a mess in my freshly cleaned hallway.
ここが君の部屋か。
Yep. He looked around at the furnishings, then shrugged his shoulders with a sigh.
少女趣味だな。今はいいかもしれないが、これが20代後半の独身女にでもなってみろ。 途端に虚しくなるぞ。
Why do you care?
ましてや30オーバーなんぞ話にならんな。いかにも男にモテない売れ残りの部屋。
Keep your misogyny to yourself. Every woman is still a girl at heart.
ヘドが出る。そうやって自分を甘やかすから根気が遅れるんだ。
No, you're just a brat.
どんなに容姿が良かろうと悪かろうと、ババアの
Room sunset in time, Alice.
ちなみにこれに片付けられないがつくと倍率ドンだ。
Ooh, how dare you have
Hobbies. Oh, he wouldn't like my room at all. I would suffocate him with plushies. Haha. It was becoming readily apparent why Alice didn't have a girlfriend.
俺はなんだ。
Oh, that's Alice had found a little glass ornament Cinderella had given to me as a gift.
ガラス細工か。へったくそだな。よほど才能がない。
Can you not talk shit about literally everything all the time? But it's so cute.
かわいい。これのどこがかわいいんだ。君の目は節穴か。それともあれか。いわゆるキモかわいいってやつか。だいたい僕は鳩という生物が嫌いでね。平和の象徴だとか言われてるが、あんな群れをなして憤慨をまき散らすだけの生物のどこ。おまけに人に慣れた鳩は遠慮なく、人をバカにしてる態度が君を彷彿とさせてなおのこと腹が立つ。
Every day the urge to just... Alice gets stronger. So you see there's a dove too, I knew it.
Huh?
I wonder why they chose a dove specifically.
僕が知るか。作った本人に聞けばいいだろう。
The guy who made it. Just then it was as if a veil had been lifted. All this time I'd assumed it was just another trifle Cinderella had purchased, but maybe I was wrong. Alice needs an off button, I see right in his face. Maybe he made it himself. Did you make the Cinderella?
ああ、そうだ。悪かったな、下手くそで。
あれ僕下手くそって言ったかな。随分と前衛的な作品だと
Oh,
は
yeah,
言った気がするけど。
yeah.
別に取り繕わなくてもいい。これが人から見ればただのガラクタだってことは。
ああ、ほんとど下手くそだな。かろうじてこれが鳩だと判別がついたが、基本的に才能がない。ただおいこら、言ってることとやってることが違うぞ。
Hey.
Cinderella had put Alice in a sleeper hold partway through his tirade, and now Alice was attempting to tap out.
言い方ってもんがあるんだよ。第一、これはただの趣味だ。
That's a good one.
趣味に才能があったら実利が取れる。これ以上の幸せはある。
Not every hobby has to make money. Having escaped from Cinderella's grasp, Alice went right back to being his usual unpleasant self. I had a front row seat to the ultimate jerk-on-jerk showdown. So I thought.
そうとも限らねえぜ。好きなことをして儲かるかどうかはわからない。そいつの腕次第か。職業によるだろう。
Yeah, I don't know if artsy stuff is profitable per se.
だろう。だから俺は絶対に手を出さない。憧れない。趣味はあくまでも趣味でしかねえんだよ。
That's cool. Just a hobby, you sure?
そういうものだ。
で、これはなんで鳩なんだ。
造形が簡単だからだろ。
なるほど。いかにも単純、短絡、単細胞な君らしい選択。
What a shame. Alice looked rather less handsome with Cinderella pinching his cheeks. Does this guy ever learn? How would you make reading books profitable? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I guess. I mean, the only people I've ever seen who would make reading books profitable is if you write your own book and then you go to read excerpts from it. Audiobooks. True. Audiobooks, maybe. Personally, I'm not a fan of audiobooks. Not because they don't sound good, but because obviously they read pretty slow. They enunciate everything, so I cannot do that. Because like I cannot concentrate on just listening to something. I need to be doing something else, but then I will not listen to the audiobook anymore. How do you listen to audiobooks and make money? Wait, now I'm confused. Like me, if you listen to a book about investment. Wait, so if you've been doing this for a while, then does it mean there are more of these that I haven't seen? And my question, Cinderella, snapped back to reality.
Huh? No.
How do you react to news that there are more figurines? We smile wordlessly for some reason. I smiled at him, hoping the silence would work in my favor as an added source of pressure. Will you show me? He karate chopped me on the head. Guess I was getting a little carried away. Why not? Huh? Oh crap, we gotta hurry. Yes, well, I'd only broken his door by accident. I couldn't exactly ask him to sit around without any privacy in the meantime. Just as I was wondering what to do with him, he suddenly cut in. Just stay in my room and shut up then. Okay.
ちなみに言っておくが、君と共同生活を送る気はみじんこほどもないので、くれぐれも勘違いしないでくれたまえ。あくまでも僕は一時避難としてこのメルヘン部屋に仮住まいするだけだからね。
What does he need a door for? Well, I mean, he could just take a fucking, I don't know, blanket and put it on the door frame to close the room. But, okay. And with that, he steered me out of the room. Wait, I have to change clothes in there, don't... But before I could finish, he slammed the door and locked it behind me. He can stand not having a door for 2 or 3 days. This is what we get for showing our goodwill of, you know, inviting him to our room. Great. I could hear his voice through the door, full of contempt, and somehow I could picture his exact expression. What about my clothes? Where am I supposed to change? Where do I sleep? Alice breached the contract will now be evicted. No door for him now, however. Cinderella patted me on the shoulder. Thanks, I guess. Yeah. Oh, once more Cinderella story, okay. With work over for the day, I promptly headed back to my room. There I heaved a sigh of relief. It felt so freeing to have some time to myself. Ooh, that's a big sigh. I was exhausted, especially after today. Granted, the cafe wasn't especially busy. Really, it was no different from usual. So why was I so tired, you ask? Because there was something else. Something that was different. Something incredibly draining to deal with.
Welcome back. How was your food? Be crazy. Be stupid.
I scanned my eyes over my workbench, my half-finished projects, my glass rods, my blowtorch. On shelves had a dozen different figurines lined in rows. Whoa! Okay, that's good, I think. I could picture the exact look on her face the moment I showed her. She'd probably smile and hug me. Not that I minded her hugging me, of course, but after today, the last thing I needed was to humiliate myself further. The morning during cafe setup.
さっきからガラス細工とにらめっこしてるけど、どうしたの？
I was just sort of marveling at how human hands can create something so delicate and beautiful. It makes me wonder who made them, what sort of tools they used, what they were thinking when they made it.
それって、つまり
Glass crafting is really nice. Like when I was a child, I once did. I have no clue where that was exactly, but they let you make. What do you describe them? You know when you have these little. It's like a stick, and at the end you have like this bulb, right? And you can fill that with water, and you stick it into the earth, so flowers will just get water bit by bit. Or you could make one of those yourselves by going, oh, I want to use those and those colors, and you were allowed to put them into the hot, gluey mess, and then they would turn it into a glass, and you actually got to blow the air into it so it would form itself a little. Obviously someone who really knew what they were doing was doing the full thing, but you were allowed to do those tiny things and then take them home with you. I'm not sure we still have it. I think it broke due to a storm once, but that was really pretty. I like glass crafting. It's kind of, you have to be really careful, obviously, because you work with such hot materials, but I think it's really pretty. Exactly. She shot me a glance. Oh, nothing. That afternoon after we closed the cafe. Say, Gretel, do you know where I can find any glass thingies?
みたいなの？
Yeah, glass thingies.
グラスじゃなくて。
Kinda.
それならその辺の棚にたくさんあるじゃないですか。頭大丈夫ですか？
Yes, my head is very much okay. Maybe my obsession's getting too strong. I can't think straight.
本当に大丈夫ですか？兄さんにこき使われて疲れたんじゃないですか？
No, I'm fine. Sorry to scare you.
ほ
Once again, she shot me a glance.
なんだよ。
Nothing. Later that night, after dinner, oh my god, Yurika, please calm down. Stay.
おい、言いたいことははっきり言え。
Okay, Ken.
やっぱダメだ。
Oh, come on. It was taxing, to say the least.
今日だけで何回目があったことか。
I was 99% sure. No, 100% sure that she was doing this on purpose. After all the time we'd spent together, I knew full well what she was like.
あ
I sighed again. Thinking back over the day's events reminded me of what happened this morning. The second I walked into her room, my eyes landed on a little glass stove I'd made. She set it right at eye level on a shelf near the
あ、
door.
なかなかなんかを大事そうにして。
Yeah. It was the first figurine I'd ever made. At the time, I'd sorely underestimated just how hard it would be to mold a dove. Frankly, considering how badly I felt, I should have thrown the damn thing out, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Instead, I ended up essentially dumping my trash on someone else and calling it a gift. Meanwhile, blissfully unaware of my intentions, she used it to decorate her room. What a joke. I picked up my half-finished project. My skills had improved a good deal since my first attempt, or so I wanted to believe. But these skills are worthless without anyone to show them off to, someone who could fall in love with my work. When I thought about it that way, maybe that dove was actually a masterpiece. I can't remember exactly how old I was when I got my first glass sculptures, but I remember that pair of birds painfully well. As I recall, my father had brought them home as a souvenir from a distant country. He must have known how much I loved sparkly things.
すごく綺麗だ。
Sure enough, I fell in love with them straight away. They were vibrant, colorful, and about the size of my fist. Handcrafted by a Venetian glass maestro, so he told me. Even as a child, I could tell that they were more than mere toys. They were special, and so my father explained to me. Because you said that before. I think the exact same thing you said before. I cannot tell you why though.
つがい
雌雄がいつも一緒の鳥、つまり夫婦ということさ。この国の昔の名前では神様がこの鳥の動作を見て夫婦の道を知ったという神話に由来しているそうだ。この鳥はいつも一緒なんだ。だから片方だけではなく両方大事にしてあげ
Sorry
な
to
さい。
disappoint though. I am not ticklish.
大事にする。
そしてお前の前に大事な人が現れた時、そのつがいの鳥の片方を渡しなさい。そうすればもう二人は離れ離れになることはない。
As he spoke, he patted me on the head. Looking back, that was the last fatherly thing he ever did for me. And so I treasured both of those birds just as my father told me. I put them on a tall shelf in the living room where I could admire them and no one else was allowed to touch them. But one day I accidentally dropped one of the birds. Aww. It could have been avoided if only I'd been more careful. For some reason I'd wanted to hold them, and so I had brought a chair over to the shelf so I could get up there. Unsurprisingly, I lost my balance. Desperate not to fall, I clung to the shelf, and in so doing, I inadvertently knocked one of the birds to the floor. In an instant, it shattered into tiny pieces all over the carpet. Naturally, I panicked. I was terrified of getting in trouble with my parents. I didn't want them to be angry or sad or disappointed, and so I swept up all the little fragments. Did I cut myself on the glass? If I did, I didn't notice. I was too flustered to care. Once I'd swept up all the pieces, I dumped them in a trash bag and hid it in a drawer. Of course, it quickly became obvious that one of the birds was missing. No surprise there. Anyone would notice when their valuable glass art suddenly vanished. So when they asked me what happened to it, I tearfully confessed to breaking it.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
In the end, they never did yell at me, and then the broken fragments were disposed of. Alone, I looked up at the one remaining wagtail. He wailed a mournful song. After all, his other half was gone forever, and it was all my fault. Now he would never see his beloved wife again, because I had destroyed her, and those shards of glass pierced me to the core. Okay, okay. I mean, it is very nice art, but still, it's just glass. Calm down. That can happen. It sucks, but that can happen. Alright, here we go. Got my sleeves rolled up, got my tools, now I'm ready to get started.
何やってんだ
Fixing that door. Oh, hi, Cinderella. Why, I'm fixing the door, of course. There I was, standing on a chair, hammering the metal fixture into place. One of our customers told me how to fix it. Hehe, we should be good to go. I turned back to look at him. It was nice being taller than him for a change.
あらわざわざ自分でやらずにその客に頼めばよかったんじゃねえの
Oh no, I couldn't do that. Ask a customer to help me? No way, that's ridiculous. It's also what I thought when I broke something. I know the feeling, like, it sucks when you break something, but as long as you don't hurt yourself, I think that's the more important thing, right? It's the same like with the car accident. It's like, okay, but it's just a car. As long as everyone who was involved in the accident is still very much alive and not hurt, that's okay. It's just a car. Even if it sucks, even if it hurts, if it's really expensive to, you know, replace parts or have still, it's always, as long as everyone who was involved is still alive and well, that's what matters more.
業者に頼んだ方が早かっただろ
Maybe if I had not the option left. I mean, think about it. Turns out I can do it myself for free, no cost to you. I appealed to his inner frugality. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously not everyone can do these things themselves, but still, it's always worth a try.
ただより高いものはねえって言うけどな失敗したらどうすんの
He suddenly looked down. Yes. His expression seemed conflicted. Hesitant. Oh, he's gonna tell me that you can look up her dress right now, right? If we're still wearing the work uniform because we cannot go into a room and put on something else, it's a rather short dress and we're standing on a chair right now. Is that what you're going to say? Just as I was wondering what was on his
パ
mind.
ンツ見え えてる。
Reflexively, I pressed my skirt firmly against my thighs. Why didn't you say so sooner? Why didn't you just tell me?
いや、面白いなーって。
Is it? He looks strangely pensive. It's not funny. You're such a jerk. I hate you.
あんたも人並みの羞恥心はあるんだな。
His lips curled in a smirk. What a bully. You've got it all wrong. These aren't panties. They're shorts. Yeah, that's it.
な布地が薄いズボンなんてあるか。
Okay, maybe shorts isn't the right term. It's one of those, you know. I could picture, but I couldn't think of the word for
あ
it.
れじゃわからん。
Okay, I have also no idea what she's talking about. What do you call them? They're cut like panties, but you still wear panties under them. Think. You know, the shorts you wear when you're doing exercise. Volleyball shorts? Spandex! That's it.
恥ずかしがるなよ。だいたいあんたは初日に上も下も見せてんだから。今さらパンツの一つや二つくらい。
Don't bring that up right now.
今だから言うんだよ。
You could just help me fix the fucking door. You think this is funny?
笑うだろう。いつも涼しい顔してるやつが顔を真っ赤にして取り乱してるやな。
I would never disrespect myself like that.
へえ。
I was really embarrassed about that, for your information. I just didn't want to bring it up again. And besides, just turn around. This is what living with your brothers does to motherfucker. At my insistence, he mercifully turned
は
away.
いはい。そんな恥ずかしけりゃ。降りれ
Well,
ばいい
how am
だ
I
ろ
going to fix the door if I'm not on the chair? I'm not that tall. Oh, right. Oops. This was quickly shaping up to be a string of careless mistakes. Whoa. Oh. The instant I shifted my weight, my world suddenly flipped upside down. Yikes. Oh, we don't even get a... We do not get a CG for falling on him. That's kind of sad. I opened my eyes to find myself sitting on top of Cinderella. Oh god, Cinderella, are you okay? Are you hurt?
まあな。
Wait, wait. There goes the cat. Oh, thank goodness. I heaved a sigh of relief, then remembered what was in my hand. A hammer. Good thing I didn't hit you with this. It's practically a blunt weapon.
ドンキのようなものっつうか、ドンキそのものだろう。
Speaking of blunt weapons, this is what Zero Anime does to a motherfucker. Speaking of blunt weapons, you know what could definitely be used as a murder weapon? Which, you know, you would normally not think about? The Splatoon art books. Honest, I own a lot of art books because I like collecting art books. I like them. But the Splatoon art books are one of the most massive things I've ever seen. And I've seen lots of books in my life. I know you can say it about a lot of books, but I think these ones... I was expecting you to say figurines. I mean... then they don't really have a lot of weight to them. If you try hitting someone over the head with a figurine, you would most likely just hurt yourself and destroy the figurine before actually doing damage to the other person. Also, standing on chairs seems dangerous there. Absolutely. Do not attempt to chant on stairs. What? I hate that the English language makes it possible that there is actually another sentence. Do not attempt to chant on stairs. That's a full sentence, Jesus. Most Bibles can be used as a blunt weapon, that's very true. But they're smaller. You know, you'd have to kind of really get the right point for it to make sense. With the Splatoon thing, I think if you just hit someone with it, bam, out cold. Does that make Jesus an accessory to it? I don't know. You're asking the wrong person about Jesus. I hear that's fairly common actually.
笑えない冗談だ。
Yeah. Nope. Look, are you sure you're okay? You're not just putting up a tough front, are you? Thanks to Cinderella's noble sacrifice, I was totally fine. He, on the other hand, got slammed flat to the ground. Surely that had to hurt at least a little.
人をガキ扱いすんな。大丈夫だよ。
Could work some with your Switch and I'd be out for at least an hour. Really? I would not do that. That Switch costs too much money. Also, it fell down like 2 days after I got it. So there's a very small cut on the right Joy-Con that I will never get rid of. Be able to get rid of again. And I hate my fucking life. It's like, yes, let's play some... The screen and everything is alright, but the Joy-Con has a very small cut on it. Where it's now kind of pushed out. It's good thing you're gonna need to buy a new one eventually anyway. I will not. I will not. Listen. I will not buy yet another Switch. I don't even know what I was thinking when buying the Animal Crossing Switch. You know what I was thinking? No, but please tell me. You're protecting me. The least I can do is worry.
Okay. Ubu voice for the next 2 minutes, which means until 19. Fuck you.
かばったんじゃなくて、あんたが俺の
I
家に
mean, that's what I
落ちて
have
き
it
たん
for,
だ
right?
よ。
I wouldn't have it as a thing you can do if I disliked it. What would it feel like to have 100 plus pounds of weight suddenly dropped on you? I don't know how much. 100. That sounds so much, but like, it's probably not that much. You better drink in Uvu voice too. Okay, okay. I will drink in Uvu. Okay, hold up. I'm drinking. $50. Wow, that's not a lot. I mean, yes, obviously it's going to hurt if someone drops on you, but that's still not a lot. Also, if she only weighs 45, then I'm seriously scared for her. Like, I know, in Japanese games, they make the girls, like, thinner than thin, but 45? There are people smaller than you. Even then. Hold up. She's not that small. Taisho Alice. She's not that small. If we have a hate for her, but I don't think she's that small. Hold on. Not everyone can be 5'7" genius. Excuse me. I am big. She's 164. If she's 164 and only weighs 45 kilos, that's not good. Oh, wait. She weighs 48 apparently. According to the wiki. She weighs 48. That's still not a lot. You know, I'm just always kind of scared when I see that people weigh less than 50. Like, I don't know. She's over 160 and she weighs less than 50 kilo. That's kind of scary, but okay. I guess. I'll take it. Also, ow, didn't do the posture check. Here we go. I have to imagine it. Yikes. Honestly, like, our neighbors... Wait, what? No, she's 164 and weighs 48, apparently. I don't know what you found, but... It's Japanese standards. It's still scary, though. Because she's taller than the average Japanese woman.
Oh, last time you read about a character. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, honestly, our neighbors have a really big dog. I think that dog weighs more than me. But like, okay. Which is kind of unfortunate because she's a very nice dog. I love her, but when she comes up to you, it's like, uh-oh. It's like a bulldozer coming straight for you. You have to really stand your ground because she's just running toward you.
で、あんたはいつまで俺に覆いかぶさってるつもりだ?
Yeah, it's very comfy. Huh? It was then that I realized I was on top of him in a rather suggestive position we do not get to see. Sorry about that. But the moment I tried to get up, a sharp pain shot through my ankle and I collapsed back on top of him.
どうした?
Oh, the classic. I'm also confused when I have one of those big titty anime girls that only... Yeah. It's like... Ah, yes. She has like G cups. Those don't weigh anything. We all know they're just filled with air, right? Oh no, it's nothing. I tried to ignore the pain, but then Cinderella took me by the arm.
足をひねったのか?
The classic ankle sprain. Yeah. Average rate for Japanese woman is 52.9. No sense in lying about it after all.
しょうがないやつだな、あんたは。
Yep.
Oh, we get to see the glass figurines now.
The shelf was covered with dozens of glass crafts. Plants, flowers, jewelry, boxes, and multicolored poppin' pipes, all made of glass, all sparkling in the light. Wow! Oh my gosh, they're so pretty! Ouch! It was my first time in Cinderella's room and my excitement was at an all-time high until my ankle pain put a damper on it, that is.
人の部屋ではしゃぐからだ。ほら、ここでしばらく
His room is pretty plain though. Well, all rooms are kind of plain in this game. He had me walk to the bed. Aw, for a moment there I was starting to feel like a princess.
誰がお姫様だ? ほら、足出せ。
I don't think I've ever sprained my ankle. Like, is that really such a common occurrence? Like, the amount of times I've seen it happen in games or anime, it's like someone, I don't know, steps on the ground just slightly wrong. It's like, oh, sprained ankle. Like, okay. Do I have really... Depends on what you do, really. You know, I mean, I'm one of the gremlins that, like, starts climbing on kitchen stuff to reach, like, the upper shelves. And jumps back down. And I've never hurt my ankle or anything, so I guess. I've also never broken a bone. Knock on wood. I don't really want to do it, but I've never broken a bone, so we out here. He held out his hand. Okay. After a moment of hesitation, I placed my foot in his palm. Oh, but he gets a CG for... Oh, ho, ho, okay. The maid outfit has... okay, that's an interesting design. Hold on. I want to look at that. Okay, it's frilly. That's a very colorful sash. She has both a normal headband and like a bunny kind of tie on it. Yeah, that's definitely not what I was expecting from a kind of maid outfit. Managed to break his foot by standing up from his chair. So, I mean, one time I hurt my what's it called? Your smallest toe really badly. But I'm still not sure if I actually broke it or if it was just like, you know, hit really hard on account of a table or something, because that it turned really dark. I was just like, yeah, that hurt, but I don't think it was broken. There's a shoe missing. That would actually be Cinderella's scene. True. He gently brushed my ankle with his fingertips. A little.
荒れてはいないな。変な風にひねっただけか。
Mm.
バランスを崩したヒロインがヒーローに助けてもらう。それで、その後に手当てをする。
That's nice, though. I know, right? Like a prince and princess. I looked away shyly. Hey. Apparently, Cinderella didn't find it as cute as I did. You jerk. I hate you.
パンツ見られた時よりも
He showed me a sadistic smirk. Well, yeah, that's right. I hate you even more now.
開き直り
The one total apparently has 90% of your body's nerve ends. Right? It's like... Okay, I'll just quickly... As I powdered, he ruffled my hair. Huh?
ま、これくらいなら失
How?
敗しておけば
How does he have both our foot in his hand and can ruffle our hair? My man's has fucking Slenderman arms. And my feet. With that, he walked out of the room, only to return a few minutes later with an ice pack. Then he sat back down, picked up my foot, and gently pressed it to my ankle. Thank you. The chill felt nice against my skin. I was expecting him to hand the ice pack off to me so I could handle it myself, but he
あん
didn't.
た足が小さいんだな
I'm sorry. I do? He ran his fingers along the sole of my foot. It tickled and I twisted slightly.
あんたの足ならどんな靴でも似合いそうだ
That's the first time anyone's ever said that to me. Yeah, Yurika, I think most people won't actually look at your feet as extensively as he is right now.
俺もそんなこと人に初めて言ったからな
Okay. Well, thank you. No one's ever told me that I have small feet. Because I don't have small feet. An awkward silence descended between us. These glass cups are really pretty. I'm impressed. You made all of these? I glanced around the room, hoping to distract from my embarrassment.
まあまあ
They're beautiful. I really like the rose and the butterfly. How do you make them?
ガラスの棒をバーナーで溶かしながらピンセットで形を整えていくんだよ
It doesn't sound that hard.
地味
Like, you don't need that much to do it, but it... Do you think I could learn to do it too?
簡単なもんなのなやりたいの
Yes, please.
もうのずきなやつだな
That's hardly the worst thing you've called me. So what's your next project?
秘密だ
Oh. Come on, that just makes me more curious.
だったら
Curious.
完成したら真っ先に見せてやるよ
Oh.
できるかどうかわかんねえけどな
Yay.
You mean it? You promise?
あ
Hehe.
なんだよ
Anything about small feet, my family and relatives all have big feet. Yeah, I had a classmate in school. She was... How tall was she? She was like 168, maybe? 169. She was relatively tall, right? But she had size... European size 35. And like we found that out during PE one day. She was like, "Oh well, I have size 35." We all were like, "What? How do those feet keep you standing? How do they support you? 35." Last time I had a size 35, I was like, I don't know, 9 years old or something. How many have like food fetish? Okay, yeah. More popular. Well, I don't think a fetish is necessarily tied to what you identify as, right? You know, I bet you there's women out there who have a foot fetish as well. was just thinking, you're a big softie, huh? I bet you brought me to your room because you knew I wanted to see all your glass crafts.
まあ、あれだけ露骨にアピールされればな。
Hey.
Or do you mean like how many people share the same fetish? Because of popularity and stuff. Do men have the same fetish? Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when I read your message again, I was like, wait, you probably mean like the ratio of how often. Well, I couldn't tell you. I'm sure there's studies out there that think about that exact thing. Where they're like, I wonder what's more common in people. But I couldn't tell you. And not only are you a softie, but you're actually really dedicated to your work. And you're such a gentleman. I looked over at the door. On first glance it appeared to be completely closed, but in fact it had been left ajar. And I had a feeling he'd done so on purpose so I wouldn't feel trapped. Be nice though, glass cups were part of the scenery. True. Yeah. I'm not sure if the company behind Taisho Alice, I don't think this one is actually from a big company. Hold on. Taisho Alice was made by Primula. Who is Primula? Do they have anything else? They have literally one other game. Aside from Taisho Alice, they have one other game that came out in 2018. So they're not that big. And Taisho Alice came out in 2015 in Japanese. They do make more drama CDs though. I see. Interesting. But this is their first game project. Pretty good for a first game project, not gonna lie. If you're a woman, you're dating a man with a foot fetish, what's it like for you? I think you have to ask someone with a foot fetish that. Not me. Sorry. Not my kind of thing. But you're not going to, because you know your brothers will tease us if they find us alone in here together. I purposely decided not to offer the real reason. You only like armpits now. Not really. Yep, you're sweet and loving older brother. After seeing the way he interacted with Snow White and Gretel during work, I could tell that he cared for them a lot. Plus, you always put in a lot of effort at work, and you do all these nice things for me. This was everything I had learned about Cinderella over the course of my stay here. I'm sorry to be such a burden. I closed my eyes in shame. If my uncle starts talking, I think we'll have a problem. What do you think about visual novels made with Patreon as support? Oh, true, right? People are starting to use Patreon for that as well. I mean, why not? If it helps people actually finish their projects. Like, I'm a Kickstarter backer for some games. One of them has been in development the last 3 years, I think. And I've been backing that almost since the start. It's a visual novel as well. And it's like every time they post an update, it feels like they rewrote the entire game. Because they're like, oh, you know, we got some more stuff. And I'm just like, why don't you just finish the stuff you already had? They had a playable demo like 2 years ago, and by now the entire game looks completely different. There's like 50 more characters. Oh, here's some more background. Here's more music. And it's like, that's becoming a very big project. If you think you can pull it off, good for you. But I'm just always scared that people try to do too much and they never actually finish. So, but hey, I'll take it if it ever comes to fruition. If not, I guess I don't even remember how much I backed it for. So. Honestly, you could just take your sentence like if a woman, stop it there and just be like, yeah, I turn into a laptop. If woman. If woman. Okay. Where's the trash boy? The trash boy is in this room. You cannot see him right now though. Financing of a patron is not that different from stuff like Kickstarter. Yeah. It's just... I just always... I generally like Patreon. But I feel like they will also someday turn into something that is not as nice to its content creators as it was when they started. Like, oh, now you need to pay money to have this, or oh no, you offer services that are against our TOS that we sneakily updated, so they go for the, wait, not for, but against the sex workers again. It already did, yeah, I remember seeing something some time ago where it's like, oh, you're not allowed to do that anymore suddenly. And it's just like, wow, great. As soon as they gain a little traction, they completely go back on the word of, hey, we will support you no matter what. You can do what you want. Well, obviously in a legal sense, but still. Yeah, I'm the kind of person who writes these chapters and be like, I don't like it anymore. Yeah. Hello? Huh? Wait, what happened? What is it today? Are you kidding me? Okay, cool. Now nothing's working anymore. That's fair. I mean, sure, why not? Okay. Just a sec. New machine broke. Yeah, I don't know what is it with today. I have tried every single fucking thing I have, and nothing, everything keeps dying at some point. Increase the share trying to scare away NSFW content creators and sex workers. Always. Always. Isn't even fucking OnlyFans also doing that? They're like, oh, we start off, we want to support, you know, work. Well, fuck you. Go somewhere else. Just a sec. It's an American company, of course they lose their mind over the... Yeah. Sucks. It sucks. We have movement again. Okay. Good. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Just suddenly died. But at least the other thing that didn't work earlier works now. Payment processes. I hate it. Like fucking just... Everyone wants porn, right? And then when you try to make it the legal way and actually pay the people who make it, it's like, no, fuck you. Right? That's literally what it was made for. Good Mastercard doesn't want to process your C commission. Man, every time I try to spend money on games lately, it's like, oh, due to new European legislations, we now need to have your card provider agree on this transaction. I'm just sitting there like, my card provider is seeing me spend money on anime PNGs again. Cool. Don't play gacha games, kids. Don't do it. It's not worth it. The more kindly he treated me, the more guilty I felt lying to him. I know I can be a bit pushy.
少し
Wait,
だいぶの間違いだろ
I'm trying to open my heart to you, bro. That's what I'm still gonna say when you pay me all your money. And I'm sort of a smart
自分
ass.
のことよく分かってんじゃねえか
Do these things bother you? Slowly I looked up to find him staring intently back. My heart skipped a beat. I took a deep breath. Would you change your personality for someone else? No. If it bothers you, I hope you can learn to accept it. How would he react to this?
なんだそりゃ
He snickered. I can't change the way I am. At this, Cinderella smiled softly.
ま、あんたのそういうところ
He.
は割と嫌いじゃない別に迷惑だとか思って
I
ない
don't remember his route being this fucking long, I swear to God.
あんたがうちに来てからいろいろ賑やかになって楽しいと思ってるどうした
Oh, it's nothing. You're not your usual self today, are you?
ああそうかもしれないな俺も頭打ったのかもなあんたをかばったせいででも俺らしくないってじゃあどんな反応すりゃ俺らしいんだよ
When I pay for the break both because I'm back nose as well. Hmm.
あんたは俺のことをもっともらしく語るけど勝手に想像してるだけだろ
Well, I hesitated. He had a point after all. I needed to find out if my assessment of him was actually accurate. It's only been 2 weeks since we first met, so there's probably a lot I still don't know about you.
まあなあんたは俺のことを全くもって理解していない
Oh, that sounds like you don't want anything to do with me anymore, huh?
相手のことがわかるのか
It's generally accepted that the longer you're around someone, the more your understanding of them will deepen.
俺はそうは思わない結局同じだどんなに長く一緒にいたってわからないものはわか
The
る
FBI agent behind, you know, watching you is just like, man, I know what you're into. Don't be scared now. Also, Cinderella, that's not true. Well, of course it's not true. You don't magically know everything. You know, it doesn't magically teach you things you don't know, no matter how much time you spend with someone. But spending more time with someone gives you more of a chance to get to know them better and actually talk to them. You know, which is kind of the point of spending time together with someone you want to get to know better.
言葉なんて確証があるわけでも保証があるわけでもない
Because I'm the best.
取り繕うことなんて簡単だ
Hey.
だから相手のことを分かってるっていうのは
Just imagine one guy at the telecom that just goes, new Nico Power, huh? Yeah! Apropos Nico Power. Did they announce something new? I read something new, Nico Power, on Twitter. I'm just like, wait, did they announce a new one? Again?
そしてそれは俺も同じだ
Are you trying to say you don't know me?
本質的にはな
Well, do you want to? Or does the mystery make it more fun? Do you prefer to fill in the gaps yourself?
さあ
Just wrote you about it on this. Ah, I haven't seen that yet. I will check that out after stream then. He lowered his gaze to the floor. Cinderella, when the clock strikes 12, the spell will be broken and everything will be as it was before. That's what makes me get so pushy, because I know I'm running out of time.
そうだな楽しい時なんてあっという間だ
He got to his feet, walked to the dresser and pulled out of the manila folder. Oh, there it is. Is that... I swallowed my eyes wide.
見合い写真だよ
Haha. Oh, I see. Wait, he hasn't actually checked it yet. He still doesn't know it's us. He hasn't checked it yet. I tried to act casual, but my voice was shaking.
見ず知らずのお嬢様と結婚するんだとさ。
Hehe. What's she like?
見てない。興味がないからな。
That wasn't what I was expecting. But you're going to marry her anyway?
そうだ。
Don't you at least want to know who she is?
別に。
What if she's totally gorgeous?
そしたらラッキーじゃね
Yeah, I guess. Oh, but what if she's a total
え
snake?
か。別にどうも。どのみち写真なんかじゃ、そいつの人となりなんかわかるわけないだろ。
You never know. Maybe you take one look at the photo and get a premonition.
あんたは俺に結婚してほしいのか。
I want to make a save here. Thanks. Surprisingly, we do want to choose yes. If we say it's his choice, we get a bad ending. Yes, I do.
なぜ
I can tell you.
そうか。
At my response, he grabbed the blowtorch off his workbench and began to fidget with it. The next instant, what are you doing? Cinderella had set the entire folder aflame. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I leapt up to stop him, sprained ankle be
俺
damned.
には必要ないからな。
What do you mean?
さあ
There in the firelight, Cinderella looked every bit as sad and lonely as she did in the paparazzi photo. Hey Alice, your door's fixed now.
遅い。まったく君は本当にノロマだな。ウサギとカメの。
I know, I'm sorry. As soon as he opened the door, I cut him off and walked straight inside. Good night. See you tomorrow. He took one look at me and left my room without another word. As soon as I shut the door behind me, my emotions overwhelmed me in a tidal wave and I collapsed on the spot. My heart was pounding out of control. Does he know? The manila folder looked an awful lot like the one I received. Of course, I never saw the contents, so I couldn't be sure. What was he thinking burning it like that? What do I do? The answer, of course, was nothing. It was out of my hands now. All this time I'd been under a magic spell. A spell cast upon me to conceal my true identity so I might approach my beloved prince. What's even the context for the guys being based on female fairy tale leads? I have no clue. I cannot tell you. I don't know. Like, either they just went, well, we wanted to base the very basic premise on something everyone would know. Or it has a deeper meaning that will be revealed later on. I don't know yet. And surprisingly, I'm not spoiled on the full thing. So. But I knew going in that this ball wouldn't last forever. And on the 12th stroke, the spell would be broken. Kind of weird seeing this, doesn't it? I call that. Well, I mean, it was all fairy tale characters in Oz Mafia as well. I've seen weirder names.
誰だ。
ただいま、父さん。
Ah, there it is.
おお、シンデレラか。珍しいじゃないか。
ああ、まあな。ちょっと、父さんに話したいことがあってきたんだ。
This music
話したい
sounds
こと。それはこの間の見合い話のことか。
ominous.
ああ、ああ。
どうだ、いい子だろう。あれは昔の知り合いの娘でね。私が会ったのはもう
Kind of a boy. Yeah, just a little.
家柄といい、あんないい縁談なんてめったにない。
そのことだけど。
Oh.
気に入らなかったか。まあ実際に会って話をすれば気が変わるものさ。とりあえず話はこちらで滞りなく進めている。相手方も乗り気でな。お前のことを褒めていたよ。あとは実際に。
そうじゃなくて、気に入ったとか気に入らないとか、
え
そんなのはどうでもいいんだ。ただやっぱりその気になれないんだ。
This is unusual.
ただ
Somebody.
命令するだけなのにだけど
Yeah, true,
結婚す
true.
るのは嫌だ。俺だってまだ若いんだ。いろいろやりたいことだってやれることだって。
Well, if we were playing Amnesia, I would do the bad endings as well, though, simply because I think they're
今
funny.
無理して結婚しなくてもいいだろう。
Like Amnesia is just you take one wrong turn, suddenly you're dead. Boo. That's just it. It's like they're not even long bad endings. It's just dead. These bad endings at least have a little more to them.
シンデレラ、
Quite a lot,
お
actually.
前は何を甘えたことを言ってるんだ。お前にその気はなくとも、お前はあの娘と結婚するしかないんだ。
ああ、分かってるよ。父さん、
Fox and Ellie suddenly say from the sky. Yeah! Suddenly, push.
大丈夫だ、シンデレラ。お前は何も心配することはない。
Something tells me that Dad has some really big problems. I'm still betting everything I have on the fact that they're not actually rich. Like they were at some point, yes, absolutely, but I feel like the dad might be in quite a lot of debt. The nutrients get flushed out heavily instead. Ever since that fateful night, my relationship with Cinderella changed slightly.
そうだ。そのまま。先が悪くなる
Oh, we actually get to do the glass crafting. Like this? I slowly rotated the glass rod on the
ああ、
blowtorch.
いいぞ。気をつけろよ。熱くないか。
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Don't worry, I won't. Change number 1. After work each day, Cinderella would tutor me in glass crafts. Today I was practicing a technique called glass blowing.
じゃあ次はこれにガラスを巻きつけて。
The problem with those really big glass blobs when you do glass blowing is that how they look so tasty. You obviously cannot taste them, otherwise it would be the last thing you've ever tasted, but like, they look so tasty. He was a good teacher, but the hands-on nature of the work meant he spent each lesson very, very close to me. I acted like it was no big deal, of course, but truth be told, it was distracting. Man, this is tricky. My palms were sweaty. And not just from the heat of the flame.
けど簡単に
Knees
作れない
weak,
からこ
arms
そ価値
spaghetti.
No, wait, how does it go? I don't know. Yeah, it feels like you can never make the same thing twice, like stepping into a river.
ポエマー、ごたくはいいから集中しろ。するぞ。
Right. I took a deep breath and willed myself to focus on the glass. Once I gathered the glass onto the blowing iron, it was time for the next stage of the process. As I blew into the blowing iron, the glass began to swell up like a big bubble. My nerves had me trembling, but Cinderella guided me carefully.
いいぞ。その調子だ。
Try cotton candy instead.
Yeah.
I haven't had cotton candy in forever. You know what I did though? Remember how a few weeks ago I said like, oh man, I wish I had donuts? I did get myself 2 donuts today. I said treat yourself to myself today and got 2 donuts. They were good. They were good.
で、膨らんだらまたバーナーで炙りながらくるくると回す。
Back under the flame and start turning. Cinderella took these lessons very seriously. It was patently obvious how much he loved glass crafts. I could hear it in his voice, see it in his eyes. Done! I now had a little ball of glass at the end of my iron. Not half bad, me!
触るなよ。やけどす
On
る
a
ぞ。
scale of 1 to perish, how much did you regret it afterwards? 4. 4. So far. Next we do the ash glaze and then we let it cool, right?
そうだ。ほら、早くしないと割れるぞ。
Uh-oh, we don't want that. I cut the glass ball from the tip of the blowing iron with my shears, then placed it in a bucket of ash. That's unusually tame. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my body to really realize that I ate them. Phew, now we just wait, huh?
あんた器用だな。もうここまで作れるようになったか。
How's the shave? Was it lumpy or anything?
見える見える。
Maybe I've got a knack for it or something. Not to toot my own horn, but during our last lesson, I'd made the cutest little glass kitten. And now here was yet another success under my belt.
器用すぎて面白みがない。教える甲斐もない。ついでに可愛いでもない。
I'm a natural.
You're just jealous because I'm naturally gifted. How sad. I pretended to wipe away a tear.
自分で完璧すぎてとか言うな。
Ah! He bonked me on the head and I giggled. Honestly, I'm only doing this well because I've got you for a teacher. You're extremely patient and thorough.
あとは俺がやっておくから、あんたは部屋に戻って寝ろ。
はいはい。
He averted his gaze and started to put the tools away. I guess it is getting late. I looked up at the clock to find it was nearly midnight.
ああ、今日はいつもより。
Oh, nearly midnight. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me, especially since I know you must be exhausted after working a full day. Following his lead, I helped him tidy up the workbench.
俺は別にいいけど、あんたの方が大変だろう。
No, I feel like we've had this conversation before, but I don't really get tired when I'm doing what I enjoy. I wish that was me. I wish I wouldn't get tired. I mean it. I looked up at him and our eyes met.
なあ、明日一緒に買い物に行くか。
Sure. Shopping? Sure. I can carry your bags for you or whatever you need. When are we going? After work?
いや、明日は店を休む。
Eh? I blinked in surprise. This is sudden. Are you sure?
よくよく考えりゃ、今までずっと働き詰めだったろ。
Wait, what kind of cafe has open every single
うち
day?
には定休日がなかったんだ。
That's not legal, right? That can't be legal. Oh, you're right. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. I've been so distracted with work and everything else, I totally overlooked it. Somehow the four of us had entirely forgotten the concept of time off.
いくらなんでも定休日くらいは作るべきだろう。
Hehe.
うちはブラックじゃねえんだ。
It is. But if we do that, we'll be missing out on profits. Besides, it's not like anyone's complained about it.
なんで従業員のあんたがブラック
Yeah, what?
するんだよ。
Jesus Christ. You're the one who told me to pull myself up by my bootstraps and make the cafe a nationwide success.
あれはあの時のノリだ。別に利益とかこだわってねえよ。人件費も大したことねえしな。
Never forget that this is Japan. Yeah. I know. But still, it always sounds so... I cannot comprehend it. I cannot comprehend it whenever I think about it. It's like... Stuff in Japan is open every single day. You can go shopping on a Sunday. And like, not even just like a shorter time than normal. No. The full... I don't know. I mean, some shops only open at 10, but then they're also open until like 10 or 12 in the evening. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, my tiny German brain cannot comprehend how that is feasible. Because that's horrible for the workers there. Like, obviously it's nice that you can go shopping on a Sunday. But like, what about the people that work there? Do they... I guess they get another day off then, but still, it's like you'd never have a day, like a designated day where everything is shut, closed, nada, no business, come back tomorrow. Regular school workers, yeah. Nah. Listen, if someone comes to bother me on Sunday, nah.
だからたまには休んでもいいんじゃねえの？あんたは働きすぎだ。
No. Working 5 days a week is already too much. There, I said it. You think so? I tilted my head in contemplation. Truth be told, I barely even felt fatigued. Cinderella shot me a withering stare.
あのな、
What is it?
俺があんたと一緒に出かけたいんだよ。というわけで、明日は休みだ、休み。これ
Okay!
はオーナー命令だ。いいな。
Got it. I flinched as he pointed sternly in my face.
ああ、そうだ。
Sunday, sleep half, lays around, other half day. Yeah. It's like, sleep half the day, lays around half the day, and then feel bad about yourself because Sunday is already over again and you need to go back to work the next day. Rinse and repeat. He grabbed the shopping bag, pulled something out, and put it on my head. Is this a hat?
そうだ。うん。似合うじゃねえか。やっぱ、俺の見立ては間違ってないみたいだな。
Do we also get to see the hat? Or no? He nodded, evidently pleased with himself.
なんだよ。嬉しくないのかよ。
Oh no, I love it. I was just thinking, see, you only gave me that lovely brooch yesterday. You see, the glass crafting lessons weren't the only big change as of late. This right here, this was the other recent development.
迷惑なら捨てろよ。
No, I do want it. I really, really appreciate it.
なら、素直に喜んでおけばいいだろう。
But why
こういう
suddenly?
時はな、素直に喜ぶ方が可愛いんだよ。
Oh, thank you. Excuse me. Holding the brim of my cap, I bowed politely.
よし。
Change number 2. Cinderella had started to shower me with gifts. Why?
Chip, 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 chip.
貢がれてるね。
This was the first thing out of Snow White's mouth when I went to consult the boys for advice. It really looks that way, doesn't it?
女に入れ上げて、そのまま泥沼になって破産しそう。
Whose fault would that be, though?
貢いだ男がバカ。だけど、貢がせた女も。
I folded my arms and pondered this. How was I meant to handle it?
迷惑なら迷惑とはっきり言った方が相手のためですよ。
Well, I mean, they're nice gifts. But that would hurt his ego. Besides, who doesn't like free stuff?
なら素直に受け取ったらいいじゃないですか。あの人、買い物が趣味で
But
す。
what if he doesn't actually have the money for it?
金遣いが荒いけどね。
Mm-hmm.
そうですね。運転もできないのに。
If he has the money to buy a car when he can't even drive, brrr, give me your money.
特に好きでもないのに、宝石を集めたり。
本人は宝石よりも安価なガラス製品が好きなくせに。
Oh, you know about that.
当たり前です。これでも兄弟ですよ。
As it turned out, the two of them did actually care for their older brother.
今は小物を渡してるみたいだけど、そのうちどんどんランクがアップしていくんじゃない？
高級バッグに宝石。
Aww.
果ては家まで。
Oh gosh, I don't want him to go that far. Frankly, none of these gifts were things I really needed. Houses and cars, infinitely more so. I just wish I could do something for him in return.
てっきり何かあったのかと思いました。
I don't know. I mean, I've been trying. The two brothers exchanged a glance and shrugged in unison.
ま、あなたと兄さんの間に何があって。
Like, they're not even going out.
わかるようでわかりませんけど。
Like, I would understand it if they started dating or something, but they're not going out.
僕たちがただ働きして得た利益であなたへ貢いでいるのだとしたら、それはシンデレラ兄さんからというより僕たち兄弟からと言った方が正しいですよね。
Do you want me to make it up to you?
どうやって？
After I paused, I wiggled my fingers. With a massage!
遠慮します。
Why not? I give good massages. Everyone says I'm really good though. As I spoke, I donned my brand new cap. In the mirror, I could see one very giddy girl beaming back at me. How's it look?
似合いますよ。
アリス、 笑って。
Okay. At his request, I flashed him my pearly whites.
いいんじゃない？
Really? It's not all stiff and awkward looking? I pushed up the corners of my lips with my fingers.
緊張してるんだ。
Of course I am. It's been 3 whole weeks since the last time I went into town with Cinderella. The thought makes me so giddy, but at the same time I'm so anxious.
ああ、はいはいはいはい。
Hi. Stop talking. I'm not interested in my brother's love life. Gretel interrupted me with a look of abject annoyance on his face. Just then a thought occurred to me and I decided to change the subject. What about you guys? Are you going anywhere today? After all, this was a rare day off for the 4 of us. Frankly, the 2 of them ought to get out of the house for a change. Maybe go on a date with a cute girl.
アリスさん、ここにアリスさんを呼んできましょうか。
No. Apparently I had struck a nerve. No, please, anything but that. I'm sorry. I immediately fell to my hands and knees in submission. I could already picture what Alice might say.
リア充気取りの上から目線発言をどうもありがとう。やっぱり君の体の半分は嫌味でできているようだ。お礼に君の浮かれた気分が少しでも沈むように、カップルの別れ話まとめでも読み聞かせてやる。ありがたく平服して聞きたまえよ。
Oh my god, why? Be careful. Yeah, I'll pass. I looked up to find Gretel wearing his most threatening smile. We should be back later tonight. Oh, and I don't have much to offer in the way of lunch, so I didn't know what anyone's plans were. My voice wavered hesitantly.
別に大丈夫ですよ。勝手にいただきま
Slung
す。
the wind. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, and I left Alice a note telling him I wouldn't be
わか
home.
りました。気にかけておきます。
Thanks. I better get going now. Right as I got to my feet,
アリス、リボンが曲がってるよ。
Snow White helpfully indicated my ribbon. It is, you're right. Upon inspection, sure enough, the ribbon on my sleeve was completely crooked. As I contemplated what to do about it, Snow White walked over and quietly reached for my ribbon. Apparently he wanted to have me fix it. Unfortunately, this didn't go so well. As soon as he untied the ribbon, he froze in place like a deer in headlights. What's wrong, Snow White?
できない。
Oh, right. I've forgotten just how little he was generally capable of. Who ties the ribbon around your neck then? Well, it's okay, I can just do it myself. But this fell on deaf ears. Snow White was off in his own little world, him versus the ribbon. As I gazed at his handsome face up close, I thought back to that fateful night just a few weeks ago. If he hadn't called out to me that night, I wouldn't even be here right now. Back then I'd been worried I wouldn't get along with him or Gretel, but these days it felt like we were all good friends.
おい、何やってんだ。
Whoa! All of a sudden, Cinderella's voice snapped me out of my reverie.
やけに遅いと思ったら、何勝手にこいつのこと借りてんだよ。
Cinderella pulled me over to him and casually put his arm around my shoulder.
彼女はあなたのものじゃない。
こいつは俺と約束してるんだよ。
It's not their fault, Cinderella. I wanted to talk to them. I attempted to mollify his bad mood.
あんたもあんただ。年頃の女が男を自分の部屋に招き入れるな。
I flinchingly glared and shouted at me.
自分はズケズケと入ってきたくせに。
He does own the place.
俺はいいんだよ。
He does own it though.
用は終わったのか？
Yes, sir. I saluted him with my free
だっ
hand.
たら行くぞ。
So what about my ribbon? Right. Cinderella started to turn but stopped himself.
ちょっと待った。
Oh, okay.
リボンがほどけてるぞ。じっとしてろ。
In a blink, he retied my sleeve ribbon.
ほら。でき
What
た
kind of dress are we wearing that we have a ribbon on the sleeve? Thank you. He's so good with his hands. Well, see you boys later. I waved to Gretel and Snow White as the 2 of us left the room. And so there I was on my long-awaited date with Cinderella. Is it? Is it a date? Our first stop was a certain well-known looking-glass clothing boutique.
じゃあ
That just looks like the ballroom we have in our own house.
ああ、これもいいな。
And the cafe we checked out on our first checking out run. Cinderella.
ほら、これ。
After loading me up with a mountain of clothes, he ushered me to the fitting room. Well, okay. Be nice to see it in a CG. Yeah, it would. Because I cannot tell if it's the normal dress she always wears or not. Once I'd finished changing, I stepped out to find Cinderella and the shop clerk both smiling at me. How's it look?
とてもお似合いです。お連れ様はとても可愛らしいので何でもお似合いになりますが。
The clerk deftly turned a compliment of me into a compliment of Cinderella. Crafty.
まあな。じゃあ次はこれだ。
I thought he handed me even more clothes. Again? How many outfits does that make this? We'd barely started the date and already I was feeling like Cinderella's personal dress-up doll. Oh man, I'd love to be someone's personal dress-up doll. 30 minutes later. 30 minutes of clothes changing later. Oh my god, she must be exhausted. After trying on my 10th outfit, I was looking for the right moment to ask Cinderella if you could call it a day.
どれもまあまあ良かったな。よし、これ全部くれ。
Bro! What? I could scarcely believe my ears.
ありがとうございます。
I hurried back into the fitting room and changed back into the clothes I was originally
こうなっ
wearing.
てくると、あとはアクセサリーが必要だよな。
Why are you buying me all those...
お客様、それでしたら当店の。
Cinderella? Before the clock could launch into a sales pitch, I cut in at the speed of light.
どうしたって着替えたのかよ。新しい服のままいりゃいいのに。気に入らなかったのか。確かここのブランドって女が好きだよな。
Yes, I know that. Although the Looking Glass World was merely a backwoods tourist town, we still had our fair share of cute boutiques. Personally, while I like to stay up to date on all the latest styles and accessories, I didn't feel the need to own absolutely everything. And even if I did want them, I would never throw my money around like that. There's actually something I want even more. I figured it would hurt his feelings to reject his geisha outright, so instead I went with a different tactic.
なんだ、それなら早く言えよ。何が欲しいんだ。
Well, I kinda wanted to be a surprise, and shopping bags will just get in the way, so let's not buy these clothes after all.
別に送ればいいだろう。
当店では配送も受けたま
God damn it! After I paused, I leveled Cinderella with a hot stare. We only have so much time, Cinderella, and I don't want to waste a second of it.
それもそうか。
He seemed reasonably convinced.
悪いな。全部キャンセル。
Damn, there goes her sales pitch. Sorry about this, maybe next time. After successfully getting Cinderella out of the store, I led him to the shopping district.
ね、何が欲しいんだよ。
It's a secret. Now where are we headed next? I forcibly changed the subject, hoping against hope he would just forget about it
あん
altogether.
たの行きたいところでどうぞ。
He will not. He will not forget about it. Oh, I don't care where we go. I always have a good time when I'm with you.
南極でもか。
Well, the South Pole could be nice. Glaciers and penguins. Sounds like a blast.
俺はこれ以上寒いのはごめんだ。
Well, then maybe not. Then let's walk around for a bit and take in the warm sunshine.
結局それか。
Feels like we're on a date, doesn't it?
デートだろう。
Oh, we are! I knew this, of course, but hearing him say it flat out made me all giddy and bashful. Not going to deny it this time? I smirked.
あの時とは気が変わったからな。
So this is our first date, huh?
2回目じゃないのかよ。
You denied it the first time, so that one doesn't count. It was just rehearsal, but this is the real deal, my first date ever. He really wants to spend all that cash. I'm betting my non-existent money he doesn't have that cash.
初めてって。今までデートしたことなかったのか。
Didn't we also tell him that we have never dated before, so why would we have gone on a date? I've hung out with married friends, sure, but it's the first time it's ever been explicitly romantic.
それって相手はデートだと思ってたパターンだろ。ひってえ女。
Sucks to be them. No, those weren't dates. For something to count as a date, you have to be in an official relationship with, or at least romantically interested in the other person.
初めてということは、あのチャラ男も何の関係もないってこ
He's not a creep!
とだよな。
Also, no! Creep. Before I could ask who he was referring to, it hit me. Oh, you mean Kaguya? No, nothing.
好きだったんだろ。
Apparently Cinderella was still operating under some sort of misunderstanding, although that was understandable considering I hadn't explained how Kagi and I knew each other. No. You've got the wrong idea. I like Kagi as a person, but I'm not interested in him like that. We're just friends. Yeah.
含みのある言い方だな。
Well, technically, he actually is my servant? So... he must be imagining things.
じゃあ、俺のことは
If you're asking whether I like you as a person, I should think that much is obvious.
それは知ってる。そうじゃなくて、
Cinderella glanced at me and sighed.
まあいい。
The next thing I knew... Whoa! He took my hand. Yes! Hand-holding! Good old Christian hand-holding!
この方がデートらしいだろ。嫌な振り払え。
Oh no, I don't mind. I sat to the ground shyly. Hehehe. Aha, it's the fucking lake again. Ta-da! I made us a picnic lunch. As soon as we got to the lake, I sat down on a bench and pulled out all the food I'd made.
結局休んでねえじゃねえか。
But it's good food! Sure you do, I'm not walking right now, am I?
昼飯なんて、その辺の店で食べればよかっ
But
ただ
I
ろ。
like cooking. But this is a date, and picnics are a classic date for
ま
them.
あな。それに、あんたの作る飯はその辺の店よりうまいしな。それはわかる。
Are you ready for your treat?
人を犬ころみたいに言う。
I'm just messing with you. Okay, let's start with the quintessential say ah trope. I stabbed the piece of chicken with my fork and held it up to his mouth.
ねえ、絶対に嫌だ。
Hey! Why not? Is say ah not the pinnacle of the home-cooked meal experience?
断る。
Brrr. Don't be shy. No one's around. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. Go on, say ah. I made another attempt. Come on. Oh, it really hurts my feelings when you glare at me like that.
嘘つけ。
I'm not lying. Believe it or not, my heart is actually rather fragile. Oh, I know. How about you feed me instead? Oh my god, hi Ichi! Thank you so much for the sub!
3 months already. Wow. There you go. Now you have a nice red heart. Yay! How are you?
Pleased with my clever idea, I put the fork down in front of him.
根本的な解決になってねえし。
I closed my eyes, opened my mouth, and waited for Cinderella to feed me. I waited and waited, but nothing happened.
Been good. How about you? Me too. Me too. Me too.
It's been not as hard this week as it's been the last. Oh, excuse me, the last few, so I'm faring better. I slowly opened my eyes to find Cinderella's face inches from mine. He is finally. He's finally blushing. The next instant, whoa! He grabbed my shoulders and pushed me down right then and there. Oh, Cinderella. Positioned on top of me, Cinderella looked angry somehow.
あんたさ、そうやって人を挑発するような態度。
That's how you're going wild.
俺は理性が利くけど、
Ugh.
男がみんな俺みたいなやつとは限らない。
Otome game, drinking game? Every time a man in an Otome game tells you, oh,
Be careful. Not all men are like me. I'm a good guy. All men are wolves.
you take a shot. I hate it. I think it's my literally most hated trope, or like saying they put in Otome games. I hate it so much. Like, it could be my most favorite character. But I hate it so much. In Color Malice, my actual most favorite character was like that at some point as well. He's like, oh, be careful. You willingly went into my house, but you're on your own, and I'm a man. I'm so much stronger than you. And just like, okay, I will leave right now. I will leave right now. Bye. Goodbye to whatever romance was budding between us. Bye. I hate it. Like, who writes these games? Who feels the need to put that in? Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you have a very nice romance going. You have a nice mood going. Then he goes, oh, you should be more careful. Not everyone is as nice as me. So you're telling me you're so much better because you can hold yourself back? So what does that tell me? That you feel the need to no, that's not, how does a word go? Explicitly have to tell me, oh, but I'm so much better. Like, shouldn't I kind of be able to expect that people can hold themselves back? Unless given permission? Is that so hard? Okay, hold on. Let me just get a deep breath. Calm down. I can criticize whatever I want. My ahoge is my more point. Next one has a guy who tells you he's a bad guy. Yeah. I have read that one as well. It's like, ooh, you can't go out with me. I'm such a bad guy. And then it's just like, I stole your fries on our last date. And not like, oh yeah, by the way, I killed 5 people. Like, oh yeah, you're such a bad guy. Okay. What do you want me to do now? Hot takes with Nua. I'm right. Yeah, if someone tells you they're good, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. It's like, why do you have to explicitly tell me that you are good, you're not like the others? I'm not trustworthy. I have to think about that. Like, why do we need to have this conversation? What if some creep forced you down? Well, obviously that would be fucking scary. I don't have to imagine that. I trust you enough to close my eyes around you, to go on a date with you, to be alone with you, and you go and tell me, oh, but what if a creep did this to you? Okay, well, are you a creep? Should I run for my life now? Why? Why? And this is not a one-off thing. This happens at every single fucking game. Why? Why do I specifically play a game that has a girl as a main character? So I don't have to, you know, read through a visual novel with a main guy who, I'm sorry to say it like this, but like, who's just an ass all around, but still has like 8 girls flocking to his fucking dick. That he treats like shit, and it's like, oh, but they end up dating and fucking and they're having fun and it's all nice and well. But when I try to read a visual novel with a girl as a main character that is romantically, I still get the fucking,
Oh, what if this was a creep? You're a woman. You're weak. You cannot do anything. But I'm a good guy.
I'm sorry for getting heated about this right now, but it's just, the vibe of this date was going so well. It was so nice. It's like, oh, yay, Cinderella's coming around. And now they write him to do stuff like this. Like, that sucks. Like, who needs this? Who asks for this? If I'm on a date with a guy and we're having fun and then something like this happens and he does that, I will run for my life and never look back. How are you supposed to go on dates if you can't trust any? Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's already scary enough out there as it is. Why do I have to play, oh, what if this was a completely different situation in which you are not safe with someone who I would like to trust? Okay. I wasn't trying to push your buttons.
天然ならなお立ちが悪い。
Maybe I'm temptress by nature. Like, I guess Yurika is taking it while I'm not.
終わりだ。魔性の女。
Heh. Can't stop myself from laughing.
笑い事じゃない。
Sounding a pretentious voice, I am at the stage from when I was like, have you ever had... Yeah. Have you ever had a human interaction in your life? No. I felt silent at his admonishment. The air between us was so tense I could scarcely feel the sunshine. I don't let my guard down around just anyone, you know?
そうか。なあ、アリス。
Suddenly Cinderella fell silent. Is something wrong?
いや、なんでもない。
There definitely is something wrong. He got to his feet and helped me up. Thank you.
俺は紳士だからな。それで、ほら、早くしろ。
What? The say ah thing? Huh?
食べさせてくれるんだよ。
Oh, okay, now we have a music change. Okay.
早くしろよ。
Let's just wipe the last 10 minutes from our memories. Never happened. Oh, whoops. With that, he closed his eyes and opened his mouth. Alright, okay. I hastily brought the fork full of chicken back up to his mouth. Say, ah. His lips closed around the fork. As I pulled away, he chewed and swallowed. How is it?
まあまあだな。
Mama, Nana? Are you kidding me? Now then, what to feed you next?
次もやるのかよ。
I'm very serious. I'm going to feed you a bite of everything, and you're going to tell me it tastes good. I shot him a playful wink. Classic me.
あんたな。
Say, ah.
あ。
Next, I offered him a forkful of omelette. Grimacing, he reluctantly opened his mouth once more. Classic Cinderella. In the end, the two of us were just being ourselves. Once we eaten our fill, it was time to continue our date. That evening. Looks like our date's finally coming to an end.
まあな。
Time really flies. Living together meant we'd never really have to say goodbye, and yet part of me didn't want the date to end. Hey Cinderella, can we go over there?
はいはい。
Tugging on his arm, I led him to the heart of the shopping district. Oh, they changed the display. That's unfortunate. I peered through the window of the building on the corner. Last time we were here, it was decked out in glass figurines. This time, however, they had a red curtain hanging above a variety of desserts and champagne flutes. Looks like it's themed around a party of some kind. I guess it's that time of year.
こういうのは定期的に変わるからな。あんたと出会ってから短いなりに時が経ったって証拠だ。
See, nowadays there are a lot of people following trends. Maybe this is seen as a trend in otome games. I don't know. Well, it's not been lately. I've seen it in every single game I've played. In every single otome game I've played over the years, so... Maybe it's just... maybe it's just it's the same with the thing that the girl you play as absolutely has to be great at housework, and she loves doing it. and everything as well. Like that's just a Japanese thing. It's like the perfect girl has to do all these. She has to like housework. She has to love cooking and cleaning. Like nothing against people who like doing it, but you can write a female character without her being that. No, yeah, maybe I'm just tired of the same old tropes. Because it reeks. He gazed sadly at the window display as he spoke. Yeah, oh well, it's always nice to see something new for a change. In the reflection of the glass I could see his expression. So warm and gentle I couldn't help but stare.
なんだよ、人の顔見て。
Cinderella fidgeted shyly under my gaze. You really come to life whenever you're around Glasscraft, you know that?
好きだからな。つうか、これってガラス細工ってよりウィンドウアートだろ。
Window art. He turned back to the window display. But it's still using glass, right? Those are glass, aren't they? I pointed at the champagne flutes. Each one was decorated with a snowflake pattern.
これはサンドブラストの技法が使われてるな。
Is it still winter? What's sandblasting?
金属やガラスを研磨する方法だよ。
Alright. Sandblasting, I had to use at work and I was so confused. Like, it's actually literally called that? Sandblasting? But yeah, that's the word. Thing about fiction is that you could write any type of characters, but people still go with the same as... Yeah, right! You can write anything you want. And yet we still follow the same basic principle. And like, there's nothing wrong with using tropes that are well received. Obviously not. Oh my god. It's just about how you go about it. And it's like, okay, technically I do not mind the girl that I play a girl who loves cooking and cleaning. It's just that when it's with every game, with every Japanese game, it's just like, something seems kind of weird about that. No, just me? No, it's definitely not just me, but
厚手のガラスに貼られた保護マスクを順番に剥がしていって、そこに砂を吹きつけて削るんだ。割と最近になってからの技
pretty
術
recent time. Yeah. Oh, I see.
ちなみに相当技術がいるし、専用の機械も必要だし。
I would never. Dang, you beat me to the punch.
まあな。俺もだいぶあんたの扱いに慣れてきた。
Yeah. He grinned and ruffled my
そ
hair.
れで、結局
Damn it, he still remembers.
何だったんだよ。
Whatever might you be talking about? My messy hair swayed as I tilted my head in an exaggerated show of
と
contemplation.
ぼけんな。俺がなんか買おうとするたび、理由つけて断ってたろ。
Ha! Busted.
迷惑か。迷惑だったらはっきり言ってくれ。あんたを喜ばすためにやってるのに、困らせてるってんなら本末転倒だからな。
Is that why you started showering me with gifts all of a sudden to make me happy?
ああ、そうだ。
Honestly, nothing could have made me happier than hearing him say that out loud. I feel so warm and fuzzy inside.
なあ、あんたは何をしたら喜んでくれる？
You know, a kiss would be cool. I am happy. Really. I had a great time today, even just the things you said to me.
嘘だろ。あんたは隠してるつもり
は？
かもしれねえけどな。俺にはお見通しなんだよ。あんたは秘密を抱えてる。その秘密があんたを心から喜ばせないことも分かってる。
In the reflection of the window, I could see the smile fall from my
そ
face.
して秘密を知ったとき、この茶番が終わりだっていうこともな。
Okay, that's one way to ruin the mood, I guess. He grimaced and averted his eyes. Cinderella. My heart ached. I knew it. He's onto me. But he's not going to call me out on it, which means he wants to keep us going just as badly as I do. Makes sense a little bit because I knew it was my mistake. Quiet. Oh yeah, she has to breathe through her skin. Just say you wanted to make her sexy. You don't have to make it all convoluted like that. Just, I'd rather they just say, well, I like my character looking like that. Like, just say that instead. Why did they make it, oh, she just like does photosynthesis or something? That's why she's wearing those very interesting clothes. Just say you like big booba. At least that way we can say, okay, cool. And not sexist, but I appreciate the honest. Like, who needs a convoluted in-game lore reason that something looks the way it does? Just say, well, I like it. End of discussion. I balled my hands into fists. What is it you're worried about right now? Just be Yokotaro, give an in-universe explanation and admit you're horny. Yeah, it's like, well, it's that way because of in-universe reason, but also simply because I like it. So I made up an in-universe explanation. Me? You? Your past? Our future? Are you scared? Are you looking for someone to confide in? Do you need someone to be there for you? Listen, Cinderella. You want to make me happy? Well, right back at you. I want to make you happy. No, I want to fix... Oh, no. You don't want to fix someone. Ew. Don't say you want to fix someone. He gave a self-depreciating laugh. That's right, I'm a superhero. I smiled softly and shook my head. I don't know. But I do know this. You want something, and you want it so bad you can taste it. Who says I can fix him into someone's face? Yeah, right? Like... It was something I wanted right from the very first moment I laid eyes on that photo of him. Why was it that he made fun activities seem so dull? Well, after all the time I'd spent with him, I was starting to understand. He didn't hate having fun, nor was he bored by it. But he was missing something. And that something kept him from ever truly enjoying himself. Whatever it is, it's something money can't buy. Anyone may possess it, but not just anyone? Right? Then we have to fix him with that as well. We do. I think this game actually does give you a better explanation in the end. But right now, I still very much dislike the saying. It's like, I want to fix you. Like, what the fuck? That sounds horrible. Why would you ever say that to someone? I want to fix you. Or why would you think, oh, I'm going to fix this person? What? No person needs fixing. The fuck? Yep, and once you solve it, you finally be happy. Yep, you get your happily ever after. Personally, I have faith that this fairy tale has a happy ending. I looked over and met his gaze. His eyes were shining faintly. Let's go home. It's getting late. I wouldn't want to make your brothers worry. I extended a hand to him. He took my hand in his. No matter what happens, I won't let go. I am so confused. Oh, I know. Would you mind if you picked up some stuff for dinner on our way home? I spoke in a cheerful tone, purposely deflating the tension of the moment. Good question. What do you feel like having? I smirked mischievously. Anything! You sure? Even if it has lots of peas, which I know you hate. Also, thank you so much for the hydrate. Oh no. I am frozen again. I am tired of this. Why am I... It says it's still connected. Why am I not moving? I am going to scream. This is the third time. Oh fuck. God damn it. This is the third time. This is a stream that's going to last 3 hours. How badly can something fuck up repeatedly? Wait, what? What the fuck? Okay. What you like? You no! This game does have a few thingies where they may talk about it, but it's not actually explicit. If almost really hate you today, it does. It really does. I don't know what's going on today. I'm glad you live what I love. They just no. They. Why would you say that? The Cinderella flinched. Who do you think does the cooking around here? I've seen you pick all the peas out of your food. They would really like romance two guys, and then you go like, now kiss. No. There isn't. There isn't. In this one. Should be. In, what was it? In Utapri, you know, Utano Prince Sama has 4 seasons of anime. But yes, thank you, Duolingo. But the original games were otome games as well, and there was a big stunk in the fandom. It's been a few years, because after the anime aired, like obviously there have been the ships were there for the game as well, but you know, the very first Utapri game wasn't very nice to look at. It was very basic still. And you had your main girl and then a bunch of guys, and they go to a music college, and she teams up with them as a group to like push them, and she does the music and they sing and dance and stuff. And in the game you could romance every single one of those guys, but then in the anime they made it so she doesn't actually get together with anyone specifically, as they always do in otome game adaptations and anime. They never actually go for one route, they just kind of combine it, kind of like how they combined pretty much everything for the Clannad anime as well, but they still went with Nagisa's route in the end, but they had everyone else shine as well. And when the anime aired, they're all pretty boys, so just imagine the kind of shipping that took place. And then people started shipping the guys more with each other than with the girl, because I love her, but she does not have a personality. She's just there in the scene sometimes, and like with each and every one, it's like she became less and less important. Like even in the games, she just doesn't exist anymore. In the Utapri mobile game that is actually, I think, out in English as well, there's just no... she just doesn't exist anymore at all. Because they realized, we're getting more money if we make them all very homoerotically charged. We don't need that girl anymore. And not everyone is happy about that, which I can understand. I cannot understand. Well, obviously there's a bunch of homophobic people about it as well, but I can understand that people would be mad that they kind of really wrote the girl out of the story. One thing I don't like, otome games for men, like all the games where you're a guy and there's a bunch of women, are very romantic. Ah! Yeah, I can see what you mean. Easy, meat. Answered without hesitation, and a realization slowly dawned on Cinderella.
ローストビーフが
Roast beef. Hey, in that case, I make you the best roast beef you've ever had.
あんたは本当に俺のことをよく見てるんだな。
I'm also highly perceptive, comes part and parcel of being smart.
自分で言うな。
He bopped me on the head. But our antics quickly came to an end when a group of men in suits turned up. Uh-oh.
いやー、実に楽しそうですね。
あんたは
Cinderella took one look at the group of men and froze.
やーやー、シンデレラ君。お久しぶりだね。
あ
半年ぶりかな。おや、珍しい。今日は買い物しなかったんですか？
Do you know them? I didn't know what this was about, but I could tell it wasn't good.
行くぞ。
He didn't answer my question. Instead, he grabbed me by the hand and started to lead me away.
釣れないな。もうちょっとお話ししましょうよ。
The leader of the group seized Cinderella by the arm. I see what you mean. Like in regards to otome games, but for men, because yeah, most of them are not very romantic. It's mostly just. I know this will sound very mean if I say it, but it's mostly just like socially awkward guy. For some reason gets several girls on his ass. They fuck. End of game. That is not to say that there aren't more deeper games out there. I have played them before, but a lot of times you have to read through a bunch of porn to get a semblance of story. And it's like, okay, but if I wanted porn, I could have just watched the porn. Why do I need to? I'm sorry to say it like that. It's just... I'm right now which things want to be...
どけよ。
With a low growl, he wrenched himself free of the other man's grip.
すみませんね。こちらとしてもそう
I don't like
簡単に
this.
どくわけには
The man sneered. In a blink, the rest of the group had us surrounded.
そちらの可愛らしいお姉さんも突然怖がらせてすみません。あなたはシンデレラさんの新しい彼女さんかな？はじめまして。私はこういうものです。
I'm betting you this guy is a debt collector. With this, he handed me a small rectangular box. Is this a matchbox?
君ほどの容姿ならたんまりお客さんが取れる。お金に困ったのならぜひうちのお店においで。
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because sometimes it's just like shoehorned in for no reason. It's like, okay, so they put it in so they could get more cash for it. But it wasn't needed. It just wasn't needed for the story. Before I could get a proper look at the matchbox, Cinderella snatched it out of my hands.
おっと、乱暴ですね。あなたに渡したわけじゃないんですよ。
うちの従業員に気安く声かけてんじゃね
従業員？ああ、これは失礼しました。親密そうだったので、てっきりお二人は深い間柄なのか。
相変わらずあんたの目は不
Do
思
I
議
need
だ
to
な。
give you a toggle? Yeah.
だからそんな職にしかつけねえんだよ、バーカ。
And like a better toggle than just you know how there's also games where you get a censored version but then you actually miss out on something because they actually put like story in the scene, so you're just like, okay, well, I will just simply not read those scenes then, but then you miss out on story, which is what happens if you play any of the Nitro Plus not the Nitro Plus, the Nitro Plus Chiro, you know, the BL games without the patch. That's doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Also, you'll be finished with the game in 2 hours. With the entire game. And like that doesn't make sense because those games have a bit more content than just 2 hours. Cinderella nodded dismissively. And one of the lackeys took the bait.
聞こえなかったのか？なら何度でも言ってやるよ。あんたみたいな程度の低いクズ
I
野郎
don't
と話してる
understand
と
what's going on.
ヘドが出るってんだよ。てめえには言われたかねえんだよ。俺以下のクズ野郎が。
Cinderella. Things were looking rather precarious and I clung to Cinderella's jacket. I knew he was only doing it to divert the attention away from me, but that didn't make it any less scary. At this he squeezed my hand in what I could only assume he was meant as a reassuring gesture.
俺に用があるんだ。用があるんなら聞いてやるよ。あっちの方でたっぷりとな。
そんな怖い顔しなくてもいいじゃないですか。まあいいです。私が顔を出した時点であなたには何の用だか見当ついたことでしょうし。というわけで私たちはこれにて失礼いたします。
So either the debt collectors
帰るぞてめえら。
or mafia or something. Or Yakuza, I don't know. At the lead, nah, well, Yakuza wouldn't just show up in the middle of the street, right? Well, maybe they would, I don't know. At the leader's command, the lackeys obediently stepped out of our path. But something tells me there's a very deep dark secret. Also, Jesus Christ, how long is his room? With a grin, the man shot us a light-hearted wave as he turned and led his crew down the street. So, I waited until they were gone before he spoke.
悪いな。せっかくのデートだってのに気分悪くさせてさ。
He turned away from me. No, it wasn't your fault.
帰るか。
Yeah. Cinderella! Dinner's ready! I made roast beef just like you wanted. No response. As soon as we got home, Cinderella shut himself up in his room. No matter how many times I called out to him, he refused to respond. Either he was asleep or he wanted me to leave him alone. Or he's not home. Who knows? Maybe he jumped out the window. Meanwhile, I couldn't stop thinking about what happened on our way home. I was pretty sure. No, I knew it had to be the reason Cinderella was hiding in his room. Who were those men in suits, and what business did they have with Cinderella? A tidal wave of questions washed over me, pulling me under. Cinderella comes back totally beat up. Oh no. I returned to the kitchen to find Gretel and Snow White waiting for me. Asleep, I think. Maybe our date really wore him out. As I spoke, I took a seat in what had become my usual chair. So, she's not gonna mention it in front of them, I guess? Yep, it was great. I wasn't planning on it. Come on. I slumped my shoulders in an exaggerated show of disappointment. Really, I was just trying to act like my usual goofy self so I would worry them. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to pull one over on Snow White. Normally, he kept his gaze strictly averted, but here he was staring me down. What's the matter, Snow White? At my question, he lowered his gaze back to his book. Hey. The next morning, as I was gathering the laundry, Cinderella sleepily trudged out of his room. Oh, he actually was at home. Okay, never mind then. Don't yawn at me. Good morning, Cinderella. It's nice and sunny out today. Perfect weather to dry some laundry. I lifted the laundry basket in my arms. What's wrong? Cinderella glanced at me awkwardly, so I tilted my head in confusion. Okay. I will read it. I will try to read it after stream. I had a feeling that was the case. Don't worry about it. I made sure to save you some. You can have it now if you like. Oh my god, but roast beef right after waking up? I shot him a wink and his tense expression noticeably softened. Like, I don't eat meat anymore, but even when I still ate meat, I wasn't a big fan of beef. But beef in the morning? Whoa, that's hardcore.
ああ、よろしく。
He smiled slightly. Oh, but first I'd really like to get the laundry taken care of. Could you fetch me your bed linens and your clothes from yesterday?
わかった。ちょっと待ってろ。
Ah, she's trying to get the matchbox. She's hoping to get the matchbox from his clothes. To find out who those guys were, isn't she? Wait, that Cinderella disappeared back into his room.
ほらよ。持てるか。
Daijoubu! Holding the basket against my hip, I took his laundry under my free
なん
arm.
か手伝うことはあるか。
Let's see. Oh, I know. Could you help me get breakfast ready? Today we're having what's that? Bagna Kauda. I've got it all ready, so if you could just heat it up and serve it, maybe add a garnish, that would be great. What is that? Do not use hard words. What is that? Bagna Kauda. Okay. You actually pronounce it that way. Good for me. Didn't completely make a fool out of myself.
期待するなよ。
At my request, he nodded without hesitation. Saying that is just gonna make me expect the opposite, you know? Thanks for handing it, though. Worked like a charm. Once Cinderella had gone downstairs, I dug into his jacket pocket. See? Sure enough, I found what I was looking for. Found you. I pulled my hand out of his pocket and stared down at the matchbox in my palm. I knew it was wrong of me to lie to him and invade his privacy, but I had bigger things to be worrying about. After all, I knew Cinderella would never come clean about this on his own. Maybe he would hate me for doing this, but if I didn't dig out the truth with my own two hands, we would never reach that happy ending. There's gotta be a clue. It was an ordinary matchbox in every regard, save for the words printed on the front. Match Girl Financial. Bingo. So there I was, standing outside a fancy office building in a quiet residential district. I probably... Oh, so it's not Cinderella who's going to get beaten up, but me! But not today. I thought we could really finish this route today. Are you kidding me? Okay. I guess not. We're going to get started next time and probably get beaten up. That's going to be fun. Really, Weeby, I want to try and wear a kimono. I think it would suit me. Why not? Though a kimono is really... it's actually really thick. I think trying with a yukata would be better because it does not have as many layers. Like even if in a yukata, if you do that during summer, you're going to die because it's just so hard. But they're very pretty. I can recommend them if you go somewhere where they will actually help you with getting into them and tying them. It was nice. It was very nice to wear one. So in the comments, somebody immediately dies. Well, I don't think in these games anyone ever actually dies. Like any of the guys or me. Unless we actually go for bad endings. And even then, I'm not sure if we die. We beat all the guys up. Who knows? Yeah. Or maybe they're like, huh, you came here all on your own. You have guts. Or maybe they will tell us what's wrong with Cinderella. Maker and kimonos are kind of style like simple proper. I don't like flamboyant sunglasses. When I wore a yukata, I had a sash that had cats printed on it. That was nice. That was really nice. The bad thing about the day was that I wasn't feeling well because of the weather, but the yukata itself and the sash with cats who were playing with a ball of yarn, that was so cute. Even the flamboyant looked like a lollipop. That's the point. That's my vibe. That is what I need to look like. Imagine if I wasn't flamboyant or looked like a lollipop.
That wouldn't be me.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah. I guess we are going to be spending next next Taisho Alice stream, so Sunday, with Cinderella again. But it's only 3 more option thingies I have to take, and then we will actually get to the ending, so it can't be that long. I don't think it's probably going to be like another half hour or an hour at most that this route goes. I really don't think it was that long, because Red we finished pretty quickly, but for some reason Cinderella's is really long, which I mean, it's fun, but it's just I really didn't think the game was that long when I played it on my own. I don't know what kind of speed I was on when I read it on my own. It was a nice stream. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. Let's see who's live. Who's live? Who's doing something interesting? You also read at what? At what? Too many games were for memories. You mean like dating sims with a male protagonist that are actually more romantic? Is that what you want? I have to try and see if I have any. I haven't read anything with a male protagonist in a while. Okay, dating woman, but it's actually romantic. Yeah, okay. What was the last visual novel I read that had a guy as a main character? Hold on. What was the last... that I finished? What did I finish this year? What was the last visual novel I finished? With a guy. Oh, room number 9. Yeah, that doesn't count. No. Room number 9 is a BL game, so that's not what you're looking for. Also, it's not romantic at all. Match is a measurement of speed. Oh! Cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. The funny thing is, originally I had like 6 hours on this game. I'm now at 20 hours and we're still not finished with this. Very much second playthrough. I had 6 hours and I read everything. I read the bad endings and stuff, so... Wow, streaming is making this game turn out way longer than it normally is, which is not bad. Please don't ever think it's bad. I love spending so much time with stuff I like. Yeah, but who's live? Who's doing fun stuff? Blue is playing Genshin Impact. Ooh. I mean, I'm not very big on the Genshin anymore. I could try, but oh my god. Please, I want to you. Hello? Overrate. Overrate, no. No, it's going to be newer rate as always. Going to be newer rate. Hold on just a second. I need to... You know what's really mean? Like lately, whenever I try to rate someone, Twitch gives me an extremely long ad. So it's like I can't even hear what they're saying when I rate them, because fucking I get an ad first and it's like, well, gee, I sure like not hearing the person I'm trying to rate. Great. Love that. New raper with the pride bee. There's a pride bee? Pride. Ooh. There's a pride bee? That's so cute. Where's that from? I only have... Wait. I only have these really old hearts with pride stuff in it. You know this one? Oh, that's so cool. I love bees.
Fuzzy little creatures. Fuzzy little creatures.
Hold on.
Here's the ray, and here's the...
But still, we're going to go with the normal rate message. Because I have no clue. Oh my god. It's a cute bee. Pride penguin. No, of course, feel free to do it with the... feel free to do that. I don't know how. Oh my god. But yeah. Right, Pride Month is over tomorrow. God damn it. You guys, you all need to stop perceiving me tomorrow. Sorry about that. But yeah. For now, let me switch screen.
Ta-da. That's the wrong button.
From tomorrow, Neo doesn't exist. It's only Nye to become black and white again. Oh man. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming as always. See you on Friday. Good night.
Bye bye.